And now, I would like to welcome to the field the rest of your 2021 Knoch Knights football team. Your marching band concludes greetings with the Ohio State fight song across the field in the Knoch High School victory cheer. Coaching the 2021 Knoch Knights are head coach Brandon Bowery, Matt Savannah, Mike Crouch, Doug Hamer, Peyton Maziard, Connor Shinsky, and Josh Johnson. And the officials Edward Wojcicki, umpire.
Hello and welcome everybody to High Top Sports Network. Tonight we have Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions versus the Knoch Knights. For those of you who are longtime viewers, you might not recognize my voice. My name is Brandon Schreckengost. First time back in the booth for 5 years calling football. With me tonight, I have Joe Rhodes on color commentary and Jake DeLuca with the technology. Tonight's matchup is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Greensburg-Salem comes in at 2-1. Knoch Knights at 1-2. Greensburg-Salem, though, has Hayden Teska, and he is number one in the WPIAL in passing yards at 736. He has 6 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Then their wide receiver, Cody Rubrick, is number one in reception yards, 15 receptions, which is 4th in WPIALs. And he has 421 yards. The next closest is 286. Pretty impressive out there for this team. Going to be looking to light it up through the sky. What do you say, Joe?
Yeah, Brandon, great points there. Greensburg-Salem riding a 2-game win streak coming into this one, so certainly momentum in their favor. The Knights only 1 win on the season, that coming a week ago against Deer Lake. So the teams both, I guess you could say, are riding win streaks here, Brandon. But certainly Greensburg-Salem in their victories, doing it in exciting fashion. With that, we'll see what we got here now. Something's got to give. Somebody's got to lose. Both riding a win streak. So
yeah, and the kick is going to be off. It's going to the Knights. They're going to receive the ball about 20, return it up to about the 32-yard line. Looks like number 23 returned that. That's Xavier Johnson. And they're going to get set up here on their side of the field.
Yeah, flag on the play, Brandon. We'll see what this one is. Look, came in a little late, so I'm assuming that might be a hold, and that is indeed
the call.
Yep.
We'll see what the Knights want to go with here. They came in with a rushing heavy attack last week, but quite efficient for their quarterback play.
Yeah, and I think that they realize, as a lot of teams do in this level of sport, or this level of football, that getting established on the ground can really help you, regardless of what your team identity is, because that can only help you open up the pass game. So don't be surprised if you see heavy doses of running here early on, Brandon.
Even though it's a passing league in the NFL, you always want to establish run as they come out in the shotgun, number 87 in motion, coming over to the left side of the formation. That's the top of your screen. We have motion. They're going to hand it off to Johnson. He's going to get a sweep out to the outside. Looks like he's going to come very close to a first down there.
Yeah, nice powerful run there. Kept those legs moving. The pile certainly well behind the sticks, but after it kept moving, looks like about a yard past it, 11-yard carry there, and new fresh set of downs here for the Knights.
He did get the first down there. It looked pretty close. We're at an angle where it could have gone either way, really. Obviously, he did move the chains. Good for the Knights. Good start. You always want to get that run game established and get the early momentum.
The one thing I'll point out, we noticed this before the game, with these camouflage uniforms, a little difficult to see the numbers. Camo uniforms with dark numbers on them, so you have to bear with us here tonight as we try to say who's who.
We have a handoff. It's going to be stuffed pretty quickly, and it looked like almost every golden line was there on the stop.
Yeah, looks like that was Christian Hostetler, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this number is very difficult to see from this distance away. Beautiful uniforms and great cause, of course. Not going to say anything too negative about that. Great cause, and wish more teams would do that type of stuff. But I will say these numbers are very tough to read.
Now, I'm glad you were able to see that because I just could not see who got the carry there. If I'm being completely honest. Looks like Kusky is going to hand it off here again. Coming with the run heavy for approach. Okay, he's going to sweep it to the outside, not get too far, maybe a yard or two before he's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Hostetler there again, taking the handoff here to the right side. And not very much doing there. Certainly it seems like Greensburg-Salem able to clamp down after that first carry that went for 11 yards.
Gonna huddle up here on 3rd and 10.
I'm sorry, I keep saying Hostetler. I apologize. That's Keegan Frazier.
Keegan Frazier.
Wrong roster. Yeah, Keegan Frazier, the running back, who had a big week last week, as we saw there over 100 yards on the ground for Frazier. So that's my apologies there.
They were 4 of 6 last week passing. That's all they needed to get the dub. We have a man motion. They're going to roll out to the left and hit the man motion. I believe that's Johnson. Once again, he's going to fight his way. Close.
Whew.
Depends on the spot.
Looks like they might mark it just short here, Brandon. Seemed like he got pretty close to those sticks, but from the look of it, the referee's going to say he stepped out before crossing the sticks there.
He was very close to the sideline during that, but he looks like a good, powerful runner, Johnson. And he was the one that took the kickoff return, too, so it looks like he's going to have a big role to play tonight.
Looks like the kicking team will come out here, though, for the Knights here and punt it away. So after that first carry, really not much doing there for the Knights. Give credit to Greensburg-Salem, able to clamp down after that 11-yard run.
We got Brendan Tristandi punting off to number 11. That's going to be Rubrick, the leader in reception yards in WPIAL, and he's just going to take a fair catch. Going to start here at the 21-yard line in the Greensburg-Salem territory. Coming off on a win streak, as you said, they have a much different approach to their offense, it looks like, more through the air.
Yeah, absolutely. And not sure what you said there, but the fans excited about it. Maybe something about the young cheerleaders in front of us here to support the events of tonight, obviously to honor our military, past and present. But, it's going to be interesting to see this Greensburg-Salem team. Jake and I, who was on the controls here tonight, we both got to see Greensburg-Salem play Armstrong a season ago, and it seems like they've really turned things around. Not a great record last year. There's first pass from him, but looking like they're a really improved team from 2020.
Teska, quick pass to Waller, and I wonder if he's going to get as many targets as Darren Waller did in the NFL last week. He had 19 targets.
I was going to say 18 more, and he's right there.
Yeah. Good start to get those target share, They're going to pick up the first down right in the first play as well. We'll see if they are able to continue their drive, if they also stall.
As you mentioned, Teska putting up ridiculous numbers in the WPIAL. He's only one of 2 players with 700 or more passing yards coming into this week, the other being Caden Olson right up the road at Armstrong.
Hand off that play, very short gain. Trying to see. Looks like Waller got the handoff as well. So I guess he's going to be the one heavily involved on the Greensburg-Salem side of the ball.
Yeah, at least on the ground it appears. We were looking up the stats before this game, and no Greensburg-Salem rusher really appeared in that top list of runners as far as yards and touchdowns. But so far here, trying to
shotgun formation, 4 out, quick pass again, just like curl once again.
Yeah,
and it's going to pick up a few yards. Not too far there. Looks like that was
number 10.
Waller.
Yeah.
Getting all the work.
You mentioned it. It's got two targets
there's
down.
The 2 targets.
Right? That's a good
Let's
start
go.
on the first drive.
17 more.
I noticed Greensburg's offense not wasting too much time getting back up to the line of scrimmage pretty quickly. Look, 25 seconds still left on the play clock here. And man of motion.
Yep. And the quick offense is very popular these days. They're going to swing out to the flat layer, number 13. He's going to go ahead and get himself first down and gets a good block. It looks like he could be on his way. The 20, the 10, and that is a touchdown and a very quick start for the Golden Lions.
Jaden Stevens taking that short pass just sort of out in the flat and taking it the length of the field. I'm not sure what yard line they were at there, but that's well over a 60-yard play for the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions.
I do believe they were about the 38, 37-yard line to start that play. And that's a tight end with some speed right there.
Yeah, and some size as well. He had a guy chasing him down the field, and you thought he might be able to catch him being a little bit smaller in size, but give credit to Stevens there.
Yeah, I missed who got the block, but it was an excellent block too.
Oh, wait. They called that good.
That's good.
Oh. That was really close. It definitely hit the upright, and I thought came straight down.
I was trying to look back on the replay to see who got the block to give credit there to set him up, but I'll look at the replay for this field goal.
Oh boy!
You want to talk about that play a little bit more while
man.
I go back and see what happened here.
Oh boy! I mean, it definitely just hit that upright square, and it came back towards our direction. So I'm really slightly confused here. Maybe my eyes are failing me. I've had pretty excellent eyesight.
I mean, yeah, it looks like it does come straight back at us. But, it is
what it is.
It's an extra point.
It's on the board.
It's on the board.
We can't say much else than that.
We aren't the refs.
Right. I only wield so much power here, Brandon. And that's very little.
Yeah, there's no coach's challenge here in high school sports.
Unfortunately, the kicker here, unless that's 28, is that 28 or 29?
I believe that's 28.
Okay, that's going to be just Sean Alexander kicking off. He's going to squib it here.
Squib it here. It's a nice little bounce to number 14, who recovers it quite smoothly.
Ooh.
He's able to break a tackle but not get too far. They're going to start about the 35. I do believe that was Cody Mullen who got the return there. It was a smooth little catch in the air he had there that could have gone horribly wrong. He only used one hand.
Yeah, and there was one little block there. It seemed like if he would have hit that whole near side here, he might have had a chance to rip off a little bit more, but Greensburg-Salem special teams kind of clamping down there. Want to mention, too, 8:21 left in the first quarter, and Knoch with their second offensive drive of the game.
Yes, I'm going to have to bring up the time a lot more. Like I said, I'm about 5 years rusty, folks, so I apologize if I miss anything. We got shotgun formation here. It looks a little tight except for one out wide to the bottom of your screen. They're going to take the snap. It looks like an option play. He's just going to keep it, and that is going to be Keegan Frazier, who had a real big week last week, both passing and rushing.
Yeah, great point. You mentioned it only took 4 completions from Frazier to get over, I believe it was well over 100 yards.
Well over 100 yards.
So, and then also to go with that 100 yards on the ground. So a new wrinkle that I think has just recently developed for these Knights. It'll be something to watch.
Threw a touchdown on half of his completions.
Yeah.
It's an impressive stat of its own.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly an athletic kid. Can clearly do it all. And looks like Knoch trying to just incorporate it more into their game plan here.
Knoch looks like they're going to use their players in any way possible to get the advantage shotgun formation here. It's going to be a quick handoff and stuffed quickly in the backfield.
Yeah, give credit to number 99 there for the Golden Lions.
It's Preston Hedner.
Yeah, he got great penetration there, and it was just kind of man on man. It wasn't like he was double teamed or anything, just terrific penetration, meeting that running back in the backfield for a loss. I want to say no gain.
It looks like the Golden Lions did their homework, and they're ready for the ground game today.
Yeah, as they should be. I mean, if you're looking at that stat line, you know what Frazier can do on the ground. I mean, you're going to probably assume that he is a run-first type quarterback here, only 6 attempts a week ago in the air.
Shotgun formation, roll it to the left side, going to heave it down the field, one-on-one, almost picked off by number 10. That's Waller. Could we say he got another target?
I mean, at this point, he might as well. I mean, even if we mention his name 18 times or 19 times to match those targets from Darren Waller a couple nights ago, that would be impressive.
Definitely. That was great coverage by him, though, and the ball just seemed to be a little overthrown there. But you got to take those shots early in the game. Got to let them know that you're not just going to run the whole time.
Yeah, and a quick 3-and-out as a result here.
Knight's going to come out to punt. We got number 11 back. That's Rubrick, leading the NFL in receiving, as we pointed out a couple times. That is a good bounce for the Golden Lions for the punt. It's touchdown at about the 48-yard line there. I'd say this is good field position.
Yeah, absolutely, especially that weird reversal in direction for the football there, kind of catching an area of the football and brought it back another 10 yards. So like you said, yeah, just barely still in their own territory, but one good play and they'll be in Knights territory.
We saw how quick and how explosive this offense can be. It could be in the end zone before long. They already showed what they're capable of. It's going to be a screen to number 13 once again. He got some good blocks, and it looks like he's going to power his way about 14 yards on that play as Stevens is just really making a lot of them screen passes.
You know, and you're going to look at these statistics after the game and think, hey, Teskett was just slinging the ball all over the field with so far 2 big plays, 2 Stevens just thrown out in the flat and letting Stevens do the rest.
These are very safe, high percentage throws.
Yeah, when Stevens can turn something into nothing or nothing into something, rather, you might as well stay with that philosophy.
We got Kennedy with a handoff, and he's going to go ahead and go right up the middle. Smooth selling, smooth running, about 8 yards there. They're going to go ahead and call that 9. 1 more to go for the first down. Got second down here. And they're going to come back out. Looks like shotgun formation once again. Not too many people go under center these days.
No, you don't see that as much, certainly in the college or the high school ranks, excuse me.
Got the snap. It's going to be a quick throw, one-on-one.
What a great
completion. And that is Waller.
Waller. You know, and the guy that we were thinking we had to watch coming into this game was Cody Rubrick. But so far, Waller, the feature, he and Stevens in the passing game, and that was a great thrown ball, kind of fade route there, just thrown where the receiver could get it. Really impressed with Teskett so far.
Yeah, that was right on the money. 1-on-1, and he won that fight. Shotgun formation. We got 4 wide there, and it's going to be a handoff. It's going to get caught in the backfield is Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that number again. These are so hard to read. 70.
Yeah, I am
78 or 76, not sure.
Let's see here. 78 would be my best guess. You don't have a 76.
Yeah, if that's the case, then it's Tyler Conley. Love the uniforms, love the cause, but just very difficult for us to read from this distance. Again, please bear with us. It's probably looks pretty difficult to see on your screen as well.
I feel it's only going to get harder as the night goes on.
Yep.
Man in motion. That is number 5 hanging to the right side of the screen. And it's going to be a pass this time down the middle. That's going to be Stevens, I believe.
Yes, it was.
And it looks like he's going to hook up for the second touchdown this game. This time, a little bit down the field.
Yeah, and Teskett with a beautiful throw again. I'm telling you, that drive was Hayden Teskett highlight reel right there. Something he's going to show for years, that fade route throw that he had there down the field, and then that slant right there hitting Stevens right in the numbers. What a great drive for Teskett and the Golden Lions.
Teskett dialed in on the money. The kick's up, and the kick is less controversial. This time, right down the middle.
Yeah, that one was definitely through. The other one, I'm going to stick to my guns here. I definitely think the whole crowd here, along with us, have been hoodwinked.
I mean,
I've never seen a ball hit the upright that square, come back and still go in somehow, unless it was hit with like 100-mile-an-hour gust of wind coming from the south. That's I don't have an explanation. I apologize for that.
Yeah, it really just straight down
boggles the mind. It does.
I mean,
I just further evidence that we're living in a simulation.
Man, this is all video games. Yeah, so we're about to kick it off here. I'm just gonna try to get back on track.
My eyes totally deceived me there. I have really nothing else to say. But to your point, yeah, that's number 29, our guy.
I believe that's Alexander, 28.
28, yeah, I apologize. I keep wanting to say he's 29. Their numbers aren't as hard to see.
I mean, I'm wearing glasses. That's the only reason I can really tell. Here we have a kickoff return, and I believe that's number 5. Frazier getting that in. It's about the same place they've been starting all night, around that 30-yard line. We'll see if they're able to get something. If they might need to go to the air a little bit more now.
Yeah, that's a fair point here. You saw that 3-and-out, really just trying to pound it on the ground there in that last drive, really for nothing. really one good play so far out of the Knoch offense. So as you kind of alluded to, it's going to be important to establish something here in drive number 3 as they trail by 2 scores.
They're coming out a pretty tight formation. They like to keep their receivers right in there as opposite as the Golden Lions, and that's so they can do this. They can run, and that's going to be Frazier not getting any yards, though.
No. And the guys up in front of him just not able to hold those blocks. I think the right idea there by Frazier. He saw the hole initially, but it closed quickly. And, got to give credit to the Lions there, too.
The tight formation for the Knights, that is so that they can pass or run out of it. It's very effective normally, but like I said, the Golden Lions, they look like they did their homework. Coming out in that tight formation again, tight shotgun formation.
Yeah, really one receiver lined up.
Not too many people back deep for the Golden Lions, and good reason. They're just going to try to run again, the Knights. That's going to be Frazier once again. And it looks like first to the ball was 46. That is Tyrone Williams with the tackle.
Yeah, Brandon, you said maybe you need to start looking into the air here a little bit more. And 2 runs on the first 2 plays, loss of, I'll say about 3 yards here. So certainly the run game. And as I said to start this game, you need to balance it out. That's so good to have balance in high school football. Then you can kind of catch guys off guard. You got to run the football. You saw even Greensburg-Salem, who's a passing offense, maybe run the ball well there on their drives, and that just opens up the pass game.
We're going to roll out to the left. This has been the 3rd down play of the past couple of times. Looks like he's just going to pull it down and keep it. And while he looks like he got powerful yards there, he just went back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe a yard short of the line of scrimmage, give him maybe 2 there.
Great defense by the Golden Lions.
Yeah, they're certainly getting penetration. And again, as much as we want to say that line needs to maybe hold a little bit better for Frazier and the rest of the offense, you got to give credit to where credit's due. And the defense is getting penetration and kind of staying back because they know what Frazier's going to do. He dropped back, looked like he might throw there, and then he decided to tuck it. He had a lot of guys staying home on the Greensburg-Salem side that allowed them to collapse in on him quickly.
The Knights are going to punt it off here, and it's going to be the 3rd punt of the night for
it's a good one.
The Knights. And, yeah, it's a lot better than their last one. That's going to be Rubrick with the return. He's going to try to bring it to the outside. Maybe try to change the field completely. Lots of speed for him. Miles, a nice little juke. And, yeah, he has a few people to beat. Goes outside. He's just making everybody miss. I think there's some broken ankles out there, Joe.
Yeah, some great shiftiness there. And initially when he cut back the opposite way, I'm like, there's a guy ready there to swallow him up. But not the case. Getting some great blocks there as well. But Knoch just not staying in their lanes there, allowing that young man to really show off the wheels.
And this is the kind of field position that you don't want to give up if you're the Knights, especially with Tuska on the other side. He has shown that he's ready to be efficient tonight. Them Friday night lights, they're shining bright on him.
Yeah, WPIAL leader in passing, as you mentioned in the pregame there, Brandon. Certainly looking sharp here tonight, especially in that last drive. A couple excellent throws.
Yeah, a quick screen this time to Stevens once again. This
is
a big hit. We got a fumble, and that looks like the Knights recovered it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a fumble or an interception. It looked like, I don't know if he had possession, clear possession. That might even go down as an interception. Not sure what the official calls. I'd love to see a replay, but
that's going to be Luke Goodland on the recovery or the interception, as we said.
It really just depends on whether or not he got full possession there. Either way, the ball never touched the ground, so it certainly goes back to Knoch.
And we'll see here if they're able to change up their plan. Like, they ran over 30 times last week. They've mostly tried to run. I think they might have 2 pass attempts tonight.
Yeah.
And something's got to change.
It looks like Gasecki is going to come in at quarterback or be lined up next to Frazier. Not sure. Nope, it looks like Gasecki is going to take the snap here.
He's taking the snap, and he's just going to go ahead and take off. He's going to get to
the
right side. And he's got some wheels on him.
Yeah. Nice run and hit out of bounds, too, so we're going to tack on 15 more there, Brandon, but got it into Greensburg-Salem territory and now add on 15 more. That's just what the doctor ordered here for the Knights.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of took off, where Frazier looks like he's more like we'll say Le'Veon Bell in his prime, where he's very patient. He's looking for the hole. Gasecki here, he just went.
Yeah. And sometimes I like that. So too many times everybody wants to hesitate and wait for holes to open up or blocks to be there that never actually come. And instead, Carson Gasecki there just taking that ball left side and Drawing a penalty nonetheless, too, so the ball placed at the 35 now.
We were talking about some kind of change when we were thinking maybe put it through the air, but this is a change of pace quite literally.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to come out in the shotgun now. It's going to be Konseki again, and he's just going to hand it off this time. Once again, a quick, decisive run up the middle. It's only going to gain about 2 or 3 this time, but quick decisions rather than the hesitant look for a whole run.
Yeah, and I'm just impressed. It kind of goes back to what you were kind of looking for from Knoch here, just something different. And so far it's been Carson Kosecki taking the snaps on this particular drive, and it seems to have opened things up a little bit more so for Knoch here with 1:56 remaining in the first quarter.
I was just going to say, just under 2 minutes left. I just looked at the scoreboard. I was like, wow, I have not said that time in like 10 minutes. Apologies, guys. But we're here, and they're going to take the snap out of the shotgun. Once again, the tight formation, got a man motion. They're going to hand it to him. He's going to sweep it to the outside. I do believe that is Johnson. And he's got out to the sideline. He got hit, and it looks like he was managed to stay in a little bit before he was able to get drove out.
Yeah, nice usage of that guy coming around in motion, handing it off to him, let him get that full head of steam. He's already moving. And I was going to say 3rd and 7, I believe.
Yeah, Xavier Johnson's been pretty – I don't know if efficient's the right word, but he has been useful in those end arounds.
Yeah, and sometimes just as a decoy too. You got to appreciate that side of it as well. Just more, just keeping the defense off balance.
Yeah,
you don't know whether he's going to get it or not. It's just like the Steelers' offense these days. You have guys like Claypool coming on end arounds, and you got to kind of stay home in case it is a handoff. Sometimes they won't hand it off.
It's going to be a quick quarterback run. He's going to make a couple guys miss. I do believe he's got the first down. He's still on his feet, so he definitely does. Getting down to about the 14-yard line, looks like the ref's coming out there on. And Kosecki, he just gets in there.
Yeah, it's a very different looking Knoch team on this particular drive than the 2 previous. 3 and out on the last one, and now that they've infused Kosecki in there at quarterback, it seems to be opening things up a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a good change of pace. We're taking it down to 1:15 in the first quarter. Not a lot of time left for them, but, it's not like they change sides after. Well, they do change sides, but it's not like they change possession after a quarter.
Yeah, there's a whistle. It's going to be a timeout by Greensburg-Salem, I believe. So we're going to take a timeout here on High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back here. Brandon Schreckengoss, Joe Rhodes, Jake DeLuca. Stay tuned.
Arms Care, located at 85 Glade Drive in Katanning, provides the highest quality medical equipment, supplies, and service for use in your home. After an accident, illness, or surgery, the caring professionals at Arms Care can assist you in getting the appropriate medical equipment into your home where you can make the most progress on your recovery. Arms Care offers 24/7 emergency service as well as a wide variety of specialized medical equipment, and their experienced staff is committed to helping you or your loved one regain normalcy by providing the highest level of quality home care equipment, supplies, and service. Contact Arms Care at 724-545-3200 today.
A minute 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. 14-0 in favor of Greensburg-Salem. Joe, it's been a different looking drive, as we've been saying. What do they have to do here now they're in the red zone?
I think you just keep doing more of what you have been. Keep guys in motions. Don't just run the same play, whether it's a rush play or not. Don't run the same play over and over again. It seems like Kosecki is keeping this defense a little bit more off balance. I think they have to kind of be more aware of his skill set. So if I'm Knoch, I'm doing more of the same.
Little shift to the right, and they hand that ball off for a touchdown. And that is a Keegan Frazier. Big week last week, and he's going to go ahead and get started here tonight now.
Yeah, we saw Frazier taking most of the snaps in those first 2 drives at quarterback, and here you bring in Kosecki at quarterback. Let him hand it off to Frazier. Seems to be a little bit of a recipe for success, at least in a short sample, or small sample size, excuse me. So we'll see if that's a trend that continues. But Knoch, a lot more success on that drive than the previous 2.
They were going nowhere, and then they just went the length of the field almost. Extra point we'll line up for here. The Knight's going to take the snap, and we're going to get it blocked, actually. So
that could, you know what? That could loom large if that phantom extra point earlier, whatever happened there. Because all honesty, I mean, now it's if you score a touchdown, you're Knoch. You got to go for 2 here to tie it up.
Knoch probably looking at the ref like, why doesn't that one count?
Right. Fair. That's a fair question after that first extra point that I'm still just very perplexed over. It was interesting.
So the Knox looking a lot better there. We said they needed to change things up, and they did, just not the way we thought they were going to. We expected them to take it to the air, and instead they just ran a little faster.
Yeah, and that's exactly right.
Went to the sidelines and ate their Wheaties.
Yeah. No passing plays really in there at all. And the one thing, they certainly have skill guys. You would expect them to almost model their offense over what we what we saw from Greensburg-Salem early on. Not try to air it out necessarily deep down the field, but get your playmakers out in space, out in the flat, whether it's a screen or just a quick little pass outside, and really nothing of the sort. But if you have a drive like you just did with Kaseki leading the guys down the field, I believe that started around the 30-yard line, so make it a 70-yard drive there in very little time. It was less than 2 minutes, I want to say, that they were able to get down the field. It's certainly a formula that worked. So I imagine they're going to stay with it to whatever extent.
Looks like Tristani going to line up to kick off to the Golden Lions. And I tell you what, Golden Lions confuse me, because I want to say Golden Knights every time.
Right?
Thanks, NHL.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to have the kickoff here.
We should have called the Golden Tigers.
It's going to give it deep to Rubrick, and he's going to have a decent return here. Lots of speed, trying to get to the outside. It looks like he's going to be tackled at about the 35.
Yeah, not bad field position once again for Greensburg-Salem, and they sure have taken advantage of it given the opportunities they've had so far. But let's see what they have in store as a response. Look pretty much in charge there for the first part of that first quarter, and Knoch able to come back and score on that last drive. So let's see what kind of response we see from the Golden Lions.
Well, sometimes after a turnover, you're a little bit more shaky than normal. And we'll see here how the Golden Lions offense, especially Stevens, comes out to play this drive.
Stevens here, middle of these three receivers set here at the bottom of the screen.
Got a handoff. It's going to go to Kennedy.
Yeah, Rashad Kennedy's had a couple nice plays here.
Kennedy?
5'10", 170-pound junior for the Golden Lions. Rashad Kennedy.
Yeah, I was trying to make him sound too much like Canada.
Right.
Kennedy. So, yeah, he gets a nice little run there, about 3 yards, as said. We have 23 seconds left on the clock. So we'll see here.
Fast-moving game here, Brandon.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like they do need to run at least one more play. And they're going to come out in pistol formation, but it looks like they're going to take their time with it. Actually, the play clock for the quarter is under the quarter's going to end before the play clock. They might just let it end here.
Yep, that looks like they'll be content with just flipping the field here and starting fresh in quarter number 2.
Hey, no complaints here. Whenever you just have a short gain on your first play after a drive where you had a turnover, maybe it is a smart idea to go and talk it over on the sideline.
Yeah, and they're in no hurry. They're not going to try to get into some sort of high-scoring battle here. Neither of these teams really want to do that. I think they're both content with taking time off the clock, really controlling the time of possession, and just being effective in establishing themselves on the ground. And once they do that, then at least on the Greensburg-Salem side of things, once they've established themselves on the ground, not being afraid to air it out, as we've seen Teska do a couple times here today, most notably with number 13, who's really been impressive. That, of course, is Jaden Stevens, taking a couple of those balls out in the flat. Pretty long distances for such short throws, and then, of course, that slant pattern in the end zone for a touchdown. So, Greensburg-Salem seems like they're completely content with playing the same kind of game Knoch wants to, but then being able to rip the top off when that time comes necessary.
Yeah, the score here at the end of the first is 14-6 in favor of the Golden Lions over the Knoch Knights. And Stevens having a great game. He definitely, if you're the coach, you got to tell him, hey, that was one little mistake. And yes, it did get brighter.
Yeah. And funny thing is how quickly things turn. Not that we're not going to see a lot more of Waller, but as the game began, we thought we were going to see heavy doses of Waller in the air, and suddenly we saw Stevens get involved, and they have their leading scorer, Cody Rubrick, not really involved at this point. The WPIAL reception leader, fourth in catches, number 1 in yards. So be curious to see how much more he is included in today's game plan. He's at the top of your screen there, number 11.
And they're going to fake the handoff and look his way, but it's going to be just thrown away this time for Teska. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that might be his first incompletion.
Yeah, it might be.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, a little laundry in the field. We'll see what this one is. It's thrown in the area. It looked like it might be a hold. Have to wait and see. Yeah, it's going to go against Greensburg-Salem.
That's going to back them up.
Yeah, self-inflicted wounds here for the Greensburg-Salem offense in their last 2 drives. Brandon, that interception or fumble, whatever it was, a turnover nonetheless.
I was going to say, simply called a turnover.
Yeah, and now backed up here on this second down play to start the second quarter. So
12 to go.
Yeah, Greensburg-Salem, maybe losing a little bit of their luster that they had in those scoring drives early in the first quarter.
They came out very strong, and they took time in between the quarters to kind of calm down. So we'll see here. They might still be a little worked up. Looks like almost like a pistol formation here for Greensburg-Salem. They're going to just drop back and go for the screen, and it's bobbled almost. Could have been picked off there.
Yeah, Canada there kind of had his head up, ready to move, kind of looking for that contact that was coming, and also kind of looking downfield to see where he was going. But you know what happens when you do that? You focus too much on what you're doing after you catch the ball instead of actually catching the ball, and that was the issue there.
Always got to secure the ball first, and that's something a lot of NFL players, let alone high school kids, forget. Gonna come out in the shotgun formation. We got trips to the bottom of your screen. One in close to the formation. He's going to go in motion. That is number 5, Hollister. And they're going to go deep down the field to the sideline and just a little overthrown that time. Hosteller?
Hosteller.
Oh.
Yeah, Tesco not happy there, kind of pointing at something to the referee after that throw. I don't know if he felt like he was contacted after the play or there was some offense or defensive holding. But Tesca definitely had something to say to the referee there upon the incompletion.
Rare overthrow for Tesca.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he was so accurate early on in that first quarter, and a couple balls kind of selling on him here now to begin the second.
It looks like Frazier's back to receive this punt, and it's going to be a decent one. He's going to let it roll, and that is a great roll for the Golden Knights, at least to start. And there it was. I said Golden Knights. Golden Lions.
It's going to happen. You know, that's the thing about Knoch. They're a gold color scheme, too, so it's so easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Golden Lions favorable roll, and the Knights are going to have to start here inside their 20.
Yeah, not great field position here for the Knights, but we saw how well they moved it on that last drive, and I would imagine you're going to see a lot of the same here. Looks like number 4. Bringing in the play here. It doesn't mean he's necessarily going to take the snap, but Devin Whitaker throwing in the play, and it looks like it will be. It
looks like Frazier is back there. About to take. Well,
no,
it could be either. I think Frazier's taking the snap. Yep. And he's going to hand it off. Quick hold, but quickly brought down is Konsecki.
Yeah, Konsecki with a change of roles, playing exclusively at quarterback that last drive, and Frazier at running back, and they pretty much flip-flop roles here now to start this drive. You see Frazier taking the snap and handing it off to Konsecki, polar opposite of what occurred on that last drive that was successful for Knoch.
Trying to keep the Golden Lions on their toes. We'll see how it pans out for them here as they come out, and it's going to be Frazier taking the snap again. And he's going to just go ahead and run it here. He's going to kind of try. It looked like a counter, but I don't think it was planned.
No, and you saw that Greensburg-Salem defense. It looked like they were bringing pressure from that left side, and that's why you saw Frazier kind of take this left side. But again, credit to Greensburg-Salem, able to close that off real quickly. As much as they were stacked to that opposite side, able to close in on Frazier and limit the carry to, what are you going to say there? Maybe about 2, I believe.
3rd and 8 coming up here. 10:22 left in the second quarter. And they're going to come out, same little formation. Just 2 backs in the field along with Frazier. Who's going to take the snap, and he's going to roll out to the right. And he's met in the backfield. He's going to be sacked. And I think whenever you call the same rollout, every third down, credit to the Golden Lions here. They have it figured out.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of scratching my head here. Not that I'm, Brandon Mowry is a much smarter man football sense than me. That's not even close. But here you are, another 3 and out. It's a 4th and 18. You completely went away from what worked in that last drive with Kasecki taking some snaps, and here you are having a punt out of your own end zone now. So curious what made the Knights change their philosophy so much.
It's a good roll for the Knights, but still good field position for the Golden Lions. And it's very easy up here in the booth to question coaches' decisions. There's a reason they're being paid to coach and we're not. But
it seemed like they had a formula for success in that drive that scored a touchdown, and nothing really the drive after seemed anything similar.
Yeah, some things are head scratchers, and sometimes it just looks like they overthink it, and I think that's just simply the case there. It was an overthinking. We'll see if they go back to what they know is working as the Golden Lions come out here, and Teska takes the snap and hands it up the middle, and he's going to get a pretty nice hole there being tackled, and he only had one man to beat. That was Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah, again, and he's showing off the wheels. He's a shifty young man right there, showing off the wheels, really not doing anything fancy, just kind of taking that one right up the gut and still making some guys miss. It looks like a timeout now on the field, so we're going to take a timeout, Brandon, I think, here on High Top Sports Network. So stay tuned here for the remainder of the second quarter here on High Top Sports Network.
Coming back, looks like we have a penalty. And it's going to be an offsides as soon as we get back on camera, Joe.
Yeah, good timing there, but another mistake there by the Knights. They're going to have to limit those self-inflicted wounds that I talked about, whether it's turnover or big penalties like that. You just made this first down that much more achievable.
Just regular Knights. Another flag on the field as there's a handoff there to Kennedy. Just a little shaky now. They had one successful drive and then they got stuffed again, and I imagine that's hard on the mental.
Yeah, I would say so too, especially with the ease at which that drive, which Kasecki was the quarterback, seemed to come to the Knights. So I believe this is going to be against the Golden Lions here. So kind of giving back what they got in that last penalty, it looks like, Brandon.
Yeah, I will say the Lions so far have been the more penalized team. They have the turnover so far. The discipline isn't looking there, but they are the more explosive team, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'll set up with a 1st and 14 with 9:05.
Still a first down. That's what I think. Looks like the Knights are going to bring a blitz, and indeed they do. Picked up pretty well. One-on-one, going to have a good ball just out of the reach of Rubrick, and he could add on to his lead in the receiving yards there.
Yeah, he could have, and I thought that ball was pretty much perfectly thrown. I thought it was going to give Rubrick enough time to kind of camp under it, but just outside of the reach of his hands. It almost looked like that pass in that New York Giants game last night that led Sterling Shepard a little too far. Soft spot here for Jake DeLuca, who is unfortunately a Giants fan.
I don't know if we can fit Heska's name into something like Danny Dimes, but he's going to hand it off here on this play, and it's just going to be wrapped up real quick.
I was going to say, I think I've seen better throws out of Teska tonight than I saw from Daniel Dimes last night.
I'd agree.
Sorry, Jake.
This poor guy doesn't even have a mic to defend himself. At least he's not a Lions fan. Fun fact, Joe, I am.
Oh, boy, Brandon.
Hey, we bit two kneecaps. 2 kneecaps in the first week.
That's brutal. I'm sorry
Yeah,
to
it's a
hear
rough
that.
life. It's a rough life. Golden Lions coming out. They're going to have a man in motion coming across their formation to make a trip to the bottom. They're going to look that way, but it looks like he's going to go to number 5 over the middle. He's going to get the reception down at the 5-yard line. That was
Hostetler.
Hosteller. I will get that name before the end of the night.
Yeah, nice job by Christian Hostetler. And, give credit to the Lions. They had a lot of routes that spread the field, and you saw that how that was able to spread the defense out a little bit there as well. And it looked like there was a defender who was closing down on Hostetler as he scouted for that, and I thought there was a chance that ball was going to get jarred. But give credit to Christian Hostetler for his ability to hold on to that one.
Handoff out the middle here. He's not going to get too far, though. So that's Kennedy.
Kennedy. Yeah, and,
I'm overthinking myself now.
oh, no, you're good. But, yeah, I mean, they kind of saw that coming. And here's the thing. As I said earlier, I think that Greensburg-Salem is fine with just kind of milking the clock here. I think they're a team that really prides itself, it seems, to winning that time of possession battle. And I think it's safe to assume that they are controlling it right now quite well.
It's a pretty good recipe for success. I wish the Detroit Lions would take some advice off the Golden Lions here. So they get another handoff out the middle. Kennedy going to drive it right in this time.
Yeah, Kennedy again, nothing too special, just finding a hole straight ahead and able to punch it in. And, we talk about this run game for Greensburg-Salem, how they've been effective when called upon, and give credit to that line because there's some big boys up there that are clearly opening some holes for these.
He's getting some pretty good holes there.
Yeah.
I mean, even that one play where he had a decent gain, though, that's just a little hole. He just found it. And that's going to be a low kick this time. Let's see.
No good.
They're going to call it no good. Simulation's over.
Whew. I mean, if they would have called that good, I would have to leave. I would probably leave.
Broadcast over.
Oh, yeah, I'm done. I'd just go chill at the concession stand and leave this to you fellas. Yeah, I'm still baffled right now.
I don't know if you're going to be able to sleep tonight.
I don't think I will either.
I mean, I'm certainly not going to be able to. I go to night shift right after this, so I mean,
I have to have a couple.
I get to stay awake and think about it all night. So, at least you get to sleep on it.
A couple tall, cool Budweisers, and that'll help. Just as a great Harry Carey once said.
20-6 the score. 7:36 left here in the second quarter.
I thought you were going to do it in a Harry Carey voice. I really would have loved that. Like 20-6 here, 6 quarter. That was a bad one. It sounded more like Ron Cook.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to put myself on the spot there in my first broadcast. I want people to come back to listen to me.
I say goofy stuff like this on the air all the time, and for some reason these viewership numbers continue to grow or at least stay stabilized. So as much as I probably annoy most of the folks out there, some of them are sticking around.
Once upon a time, whenever I was on radio only, somebody recognized my voice in Ice Cream Line back home.
Ice cream line.
Yeah, Ice Cream Line. I was getting ice cream. Dude's like, your voice sounds familiar. I was like, yes, I call football games. As we get the kickoff here, it's going to be returned very shortly by the Knights. And it looks like that was Frazier receiving the ball.
Yeah, heavy doses of Frazier probably for the remainder of the night. Him and Kaseki, and here we go. I'm going to be real curious to see what the Knights come out with here on this drive. We saw them 4 and out with a 4th and 18, I believe, on their last drive, and the drive before that, I'm going to say it was about a 70-yard drive with Kaseki under center. Seemed to bring some good results. So we'll see now what the case is.
We'll see what their answers to that touchdown real quick. And it's going to be the
looks like Kaseki
tight formation. Kaseki back in, going back to what worked, at least for the one drive. And he's going to roll it to the right. He's going to throw. We have a pass. Throw one-handed. What a catch.
Whoa. All right.
That's going to be a first down. I can't see the number from here.
No, and you saw what having Kaseki in there did. It kind of brought the defense up. That was a heck of a play.
That was Jake Murphy.
Yeah, Jake Murphy with a one-handed stab there. Nice play, but you saw how the defense really kind of played up to the line of scrimmage and respected Kaseki as a runner there, and that allowed that receiver to kind of get open. Throw was a little off, but Murphy, no problem for that young man.
Yeah, the box has been stacked against the Knights tonight, and I tell you what, if they would start incorporating the pass, whether it's up for Murphy or if everybody has hands like that, I don't know why they aren't passing more.
Yeah, Murphy, quite impressive on that play.
Just going to be a handoff this time. Good cut to the inside. Only going to get a couple yards, though. That was Frazier.
Yeah, basically back to what we saw 2 drives ago with Kaseki at quarterback and now Frazier at running back.
Something I noticed there, Joe, is whenever Frazier is the quarterback, he's much more hesitant. But whenever he is the halfback, he just goes for the hole.
That's an excellent point, Brandon. And I didn't really kind of notice that until you mentioned it. He does kind of just keep his head down, and it's like as a quarterback, he almost runs tentatively like a quarterback. But when he's at the running back position, as you mentioned, he kind of puts his head down and finds those holes and runs just like you'd expect a running back to do.
Yeah, he's a little bit ahead of the quarterback. Little fumble there. That's going to hurt.
Oof.
Just a low snap, and Kosecki not able to bring it in fully.
Yeah, and again, there's Greensburg-Salem ready to meet him there in the backfield. Well, I think that was number 13. We've mentioned this young man's name a couple times tonight, Jaden Stevens. Johnny on the spot there to meet Kosecki, but, it's going to be a long night if Knoch's allowing Greensburg-Salem into the backfield that quickly. Fumble or not.
Yeah, the going lines are ready. They're playing the run. You can see they only have one man deep every time. They are not worried about the pass at all.
You got to wonder if they're going to take a shot eventually with that one-on-one coverage, because that's exactly what it is here at the bottom of your screen.
They're going to roll out to the left here. Quick
Wide
penetration. Wide open, though. Comes back, and it looks like he was able to get the catch. And indeed, they will say he got it. Now, if I can just see what the numbers on that jersey, it looks like number 4. And that is going to be Whitaker.
Yeah, and there you go. You got to respect the run so much that eventually you got one-on-one coverage like you saw there. You're going to get some guys open, and right there, Kosecki rolling to his left.
I think if Kosecki didn't have the pressure right in his face, he would have been able to get that ahead of him, and it would have probably been a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that was a deep throw, and he had to throw across his body, kind of fading to his left, as you saw there. So tough
With
throw.
That guy right in his face.
Yeah, so gives credit to him that he's even able to get it as far down the field as he did.
Kosecki taking a snap. We have motion. He's going to fake it to the motion guy and hand it off to Frazier. Frazier only going to get a couple on that play.
Again, fast-moving game. 5 minutes left here, second quarter. And I feel like we just talking about the first drive of the game just a moment ago. Things moving right along here at Knoch High School, Brandon.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a big – well, the weekend's tomorrow. There's no big test. They don't need to get to bed.
I like going to bed early on a Friday.
I mean, I work every Friday night, so I would too, though.
I'm a very docile person. I don't know.
This week I had 3 nights in a row of 8 hours of sleep. It was beautiful. Shotgun formation. Kosecki going to roll out to his right. It looks like he's going to pass this time. Wide open was Murphy, but overthrown this time. He couldn't get his hand up that high.
And you know what? And it goes back to what I said there a little bit ago, that even the defense is playing Knoch a little bit differently when Kosecki's at quarterback versus
Frazier.
Yeah, Frazier, excuse me. You saw there's just more openings. It seems like they're willing to stack the box a little bit more. If he hits that intended target there, that's a nice chunk of yardage. So I'll be curious to see now that they're showing that Kosecki's willing to throw some more, if the defense is going to adjust to that.
Well, 4:26 left here in the second quarter. We have a 3rd and 10 coming up. And they're going to come in with a little bit of motion. And he's going to roll it to his left. That quick turn.
That's a tough throw, though. Let's be real. You're a right-handed quarterback fading to your left like that. That is a difficult throw. But
I'm thinking, as I said, I'm a broadcaster. I'm not a coach, but I don't like that quick little turnaround. It doesn't give you much time to get your eyes up the field and then make the throw as a right-handed guy rolling to your left.
Shout out to our buddy down in Kiski area. Mason Flanagan just put out a tweet here. 21-0 Kiski area leading Connellsville with 5:25 left in the half there. So their game moving right along as well. No surprise, Kiski, a team that really prides itself on what they do on the ground. So one of the scores there here from High Top Sports Network. If you're getting bored of listening to Brandon and myself, which I doubt you are, I'm sure you're just loving it. You could also switch over to Kiski area as they take on Connellsville. And then we also have Hampton hosting Armstrong. So 3 games on High Top Sports Network here that you can tune into. Make sure you like and follow us on our social media platforms, both on Facebook and Twitter. And as you notice when you go to our website, there's that little green button. It says donate. No pressure, but if you would, it's greatly appreciated. We know that every cent of it goes back into providing a product for the communities we serve and making sure that we give the best coverage of these teams and these games, whether it's on a Friday night for football or volleyball throughout the week. There's some junior high football we've done as well, and the things we'll continue to do into the wintertime. Your help is immense, and if you see that button and you feel free and feel like donating, go ahead and hit her. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd like to go ahead and say these guys are wearing High Top Sports Network shirts. I'm wearing a plain white tee. If you hit that donate, maybe I'll get a real shirt. just kidding, of course, as Kaseki takes a snap here. He rolls out, and he's going to be wrapped up. He shakes the guy off, and he just tries to get what he can. Unfortunately, too close to the sideline.
Yeah, and he had a receiver open down the field, but and you mentioned it too. When you're rolling out to that side, you got to keep your head up still to see where your targets are. It seemed like he gave up on the pass there pretty quickly and just willing to tuck it and run.
I've noticed every time that he rolls out to the left, he spins right, which takes an additional at least 1 second, which is huge in football, to even get his eyes towards the right side of the field, And it's going to be very difficult for him as the going Lions get the ball here and they hand off to Kennedy, and he's not going to get very far. Look at that smooth transition from team to team.
Yeah, and that's a big fourth down that the Knights missed on right there. Really could swing things and make this a one-score game again. But instead, 4 minutes to go, and Greensburg-Salem with a chance to strike once more.
They were just too close
halftime.
to punt and too far to kick. And gotta go for it in that situation, especially down here, 3:50 in the half. And they gotta get some momentum. At least they moved that time. It's an improvement from the 3 and out as Heska puts a man in motion. Takes the snap and hands it off. Once again, looks like they're going to become a little more run heavy as he gets to the outside, tries to beat Frazier and does. We're going to have a holding call though. Kennedy has some speed.
Yeah, Kennedy definitely does. Great job of getting the edge, but all for nothing now that will be brought back on a hold.
And there have been quite a few penalties on the going lines tonight, Joe.
Yeah, and the ones that really have stalled a couple drives, you wonder what this game might be like if some of these holding calls and ineligible man downfield calls that the Lions have encountered, what this game might look like. But still in the lead and still with the ball here, 3:27 left in the second quarter.
It's going to be an illegal block in the back this time, which is still a killer. It's not quite as far as the hold, I don't believe, but
still a self-inflicted wound, or wound, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, all penalties are.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe Heska at this point, him and Rubrick are like, well, we need more yards to pad our stats, But he's going to take the snap. It's going to be a pass this time. It looks like there's rush on the left side, but he has a one-on-one opportunity, and Rubrick had him beat, just overthrown again. It looks like he's lost his mojo almost. He's just overthrowing each deep pass now.
You know what, and not that I want to kind of put Teska quite in this category, but the guy who's right behind him in passing in WPIAL, Caden Olson, kind of looks a lot like him when he throws that deep ball. The only problem is he needs to get a little bit more under it, allow that receiver to be able to camp under it, engage a little bit more. And those have been some darts. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful throws, but it gives your receiver a little bit more of a chance if you put a little more air under it and give him some time to kind of adjust to the football.
Looks like the refs are talking. There might have been a penalty on that.
Another ineligible man downfield.
Another self-inflicted wound, as we keep mentioning. We got 3rd and 20 to go, and this is no easy task.
No.
I don't care how good you are at throwing down the field. You know what the Knights are defending right now? The pass. Ball's on the 25, 3:10 left here in the half.
Our luck, they'll just give a little handoff here to Kennedy in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised, actually, at this point.
Man in motion.
Huh?
It won't be a little handoff to him, but it's going to be a rough throw down the middle. It could have been anyone's ball there. The intended target was Waller.
Yeah, Waller kind of stopped on it there. Not sure. Kind of lost track of where the quarterback was and the ball was.
May have lost it in the lights there. It was a pretty high ball and not greatly thrown. It was he was under pressure, just kind of got it up there.
Yeah, it was kind of off the back foot, as you could see there. Although Teska with a couple really nice throws tonight, without his feet set, that one not the case.
But to tell it 2 quarters, really, the going lines looked a lot better in the first quarter, and now both teams just kind of seem at a stalemate. Unfortunately for the Knights, the better first quarter went to the going lines as the Lions punt it down and touch it down at the 44-yard line where the Knights will take over. Frazier was back to receive that, but a lot of electing to leave it bounce tonight.
Yeah, and here you go. Knoch with a great defensive stand there. Now, again, a lot of what happened there was self-inflicted once again for Greensburg-Salem, but able to kind of hold the fort. They keep that drive pretty short. There's still 2:53 left on the clock and relatively good field position here for the Knights. So let's see if they're able to capitalize on that defensive stand.
We got number 4 going way up to the top of your screen. That's Whitaker, and it looks like he's been wide out most of the time as Johnson goes in motion and gets the handoff.
Blocking
And
the
he's
back.
going to have a good block where the flags are coming out low.
I saw that before the flags were even out. That was pretty blatant here. That one's not going to count either. The last 2 drives for both teams just littered with yellow laundry on the field here, Brandon.
Joe the ref moving before the refs up here as the teams just kind of resorting to tactics that don't work. And you got to wonder if they've exhausted themselves. They have been moving pretty fast out there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do here with this penalty. Only 2:45 left. You don't want to give Greensburg-Salem a chance here with some time left. The clock is rolling. 2:39 left, but
Yeah,
a
we've got
conservative game plan here for the remainder of this half for Knoch.
first down 19, and whenever you have 19 to go, the running isn't always the best method. But they're going to roll out left, and this time he did not spin around, but he is going to be chased, and it looks like he does get the throw off to Murphy, who gets a little gain.
Yeah, near the original line of scrimmage there, but again, it's Kaseki rolling across and having to throw across his body like that. Nothing designed to make him throw out to the opposite side, the right side here, Brandon. Kind of curious about that. Maybe he just feels more comfortable rolling to this side and throwing across his body, but
I'm going to pretend he at least took my advice and not spinning the wrong way. Like he just heard me, He's like, you're right, I should stop spinning.
yeah. That guy that's in the white tee between the 2 dorks with matching outfits up in the press box. It's like he might be right here.
Why is he in a white T-shirt?
Why are those guys exactly matching?
Murphy
Are they
in
brothers?
motion.
No.
Murphy in motion is going to be handed off to Johnson, though, stumbling. And he does a nice little power run. He will get past the original line of scrimmage, but that's not what you wanted, I would imagine.
Trying to remember who got the opening kickoff here, Brandon. It's escaping me. I'm hitting a blank.
Knoch
did. So, yeah, here you go. Greensburg-Salem.
Thank you, Jake DeLuca.
Yeah, appreciate you, Jake. Handsome devil. I was going to say, that's something that I think Greensburg-Salem would like to prevent here, is not letting Knoch get on the board, knowing that they will get the ball to start the second half. But Knoch, this drive could be very important in terms of second half success. You get a score here right now, and it could really change the identity of this game.
Really put the momentum in your pocket instead of the Golden Knights. Although I'd say nobody has the momentum right now. It's just scrappy. Here's the rollout to the right.
Okay.
Changing it
They
up,
heard
going to
me.
start down the field,
And
it gets picked. Okay, well, that's why they rolled to the
But
left.
you know what? That wasn't Kaseki's fault.
It wasn't. It went off, I believe that was.
And that was a nice throw right on the dot,
I believe
too.
that was Murphy's hands. It went off.
Wrong place, wrong time, and that's the right place, right time for Greensburg-Salem there. Just
I
goes
want to
off.
say that was Waller with the pick.
Yeah, it was Waller indeed, but right off the hands of Murphy, I do believe you're correct. And
Waller with another target.
so here you go now. 2 minutes still is an eternity of time for this Greensburg-Salem offense before we head into half. And again, they will get the opening kickoff.
They fake it to the wrong side. I think he wanted to hand that off, Joe. He held it to the one side, turned around very confused, and then just kind of ran.
Yeah, I think there was some miscommunication there for sure, but 1:48 left, and Greensburg-Salem kind of taking their time here a little bit. There's a timeout, though. Looks like an injury timeout. Or not. Just a couple guys bent over catching their breath.
I like I said, they've been moving very fast tonight. No real time to rest. I mean, we're down to minute 29 in the half as he hands it off to Kennedy, who is going to drag somebody to the first down marker. I do believe he will get it that time.
Yeah, Kennedy able to kind of just hit that hole. He's not the biggest guy out there, but he finds a hole, hits it, and knows where he wants to go, and doesn't waste much time doing it.
It was a nice little shift. He was running east to west rather than north to south and ended up getting the first down.
All right, well, it looks like Greensburg-Salem's going to take a timeout, so we too here on High Top Sports Network will take a timeout. So for Brandon Schreckengoss, myself, Joe Roach, Jake DeLuca, I'll be right back here in a jiff.
Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop is the official clother of High Top Sports Network and is a family-owned company that can handle all your custom embroidery, custom sign, and laser engraving needs. Located at 409 4th Street in downtown Fort City, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop can create sports and career apparel to the exact specifications of your organization. Their laser engraving department can put your logo or design on glasses, tumblers, insulated cups, signs, coffee cups, and more. Call Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop at 724-763-2461 today.
And we are back here with a minute 19 left in the half. Golden Lions going to have the ball here, 1st and 10. As I was saying, Kennedy just kind of shifted towards that first down, and they're pretty content keeping the possession.
Yeah, 1:19 left. But Teska's got the arm that could one big play here. Looks like he's going to try to throw
Looks
it
like
down
he
the
is
field.
going to try to throw it. He's under a little pressure. He's going to take off and run. We haven't
right.
seen this too much tonight, and he is going to go out of bounds.
And there's a nice quarterback leader right there, pointing out his receiver where the block was needed to be placed, and that allowed him to scamper and get out of bounds and save some clock here. But really impressed with Hayden Teska. We talked earlier about seeing a guy like Caden Olson every week here on High Top Sports Network, but I will say this, Teska, certainly impressive. Maybe the second most impressive quarterback I've gotten to watch this year so far.
I'd say the same. I got to see Armstrong last week, and this week I'm seeing Heska. He's going to take up the middle, 2 scrambles in a row. That one, he got to feel a little bit of contact. And I think somebody up here got to feel a little contact too. Sorry if you heard that.
I don't know if it's Knoch radio. I'm not going to go there. Sorry, go ahead, Brad.
Shotgun, we're going to take a snap. It's going to be a quick pass, and just bobbled and dropped.
Yeah, I heard the footsteps maybe a little bit there and saw it in a play earlier in the game. And you feel that kind of guy bearing down on you like that.
And that was Rubrek, who we thought was going to have a night, and he's just
not the case so far.
Yeah,
and really just the offense in general for both teams. It's been a 20-6 game here, I think, for the entirety of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
there was a score, I think, early.
It's
in the
like at the very beginning, I believe. As we have a quick run there.
But a very quiet offensive second quarter here for both squads.
That was straight up let's get this first.
Another score for you real quickly here, just to let you folks know. At the Armstrong-Hampton game, it is Armstrong 7-0 at the half. Low-scoring one there. Caden Olson, a 1-yard quarterback sneak is the only tally in that game. So 7-0 Armstrong leading Hampton at the Talbot's Den or wherever Talbots sleep.
What is a Talbot?
It's a dog. It's a light-colored dog with extremely strong jowls and floppy ears. That was the actual definition that we looked up on the ride here. So,
I wanted to give that a little.
I remembered all that though.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed that I remembered that. Yeah. The strong jowls part is the part that I was really interested in.
I mean, I believe the terminology was heavy jowls. But,
heavy. I mean, what's that?
Strong, heavy, same thing.
I know. That just makes it seem even more intimidating. I like it even more. Some people got bulldog mascots. There's some dogs, but the Talbot's a rare one. And tonight, regardless of the strength of their jowls, the Riverhawks prevailing in that one so far at the half, 7-0. Caden Olson, a rushing score.
It might be more talents for them, but we're getting back to the football game here
yes.
rather than discussing random animals. As we got the duck and snap, and we're going to take another shot down the field. Contested.
Oh, wow. I think that was picked off.
Picked.
It was indeed. What an interception. That is a nice play.
And we're looking here. Looks like Cody Mullen.
Yeah, combat catch. That was a 50-50 ball, and give him credit there. I thought that the receiver had a step, but Mullen, as you said, closed out quickly and kind of climbed the ladder there and made that combat interception.
Great interception. Just really high pointed that ball and brought it down. Give him some receiver snaps for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
Looks like we have a man in motion. It's going to be Johnson moving to the left side, and he's going to see Kosicki roll out, and the ball is going to be thrown, bobbled, but I think it was brought in before tackled out of bounds.
And I like that play because the man in motion is the target there on that play. You can kind of tell it kept the defense, a little bit off.
Xavier Johnson.
Yeah, off balance a little bit there. Nice play drawn up there by the Knoch.
That's going to bring up a
Not
second
Golden
down,
Knights.
too.
Yeah, if that's the case, it'd be like the Greensburg-Salem Brown Lions. That doesn't sound to put fear into anybody when they are brown. With a tinge of gold.
I mean, the Lions, I root for Honolulu Blue, so.
There you go, I know. Honolulu Blue, indeed.
We got a handoff. No real surprise, Frazier. No, spinning down, but not too far.
Won't be surprised if that's the last play of the half here, Brandon.
Yeah, we're ticking down. That's going to be 16:07.
Right on cue, somebody calls a timeout.
Timeout. So why don't we go ahead and take a quick commercial break before half and have a word from our sponsors. I'm Brandon with Joe. Be right back.
With over 40 years of experience, the fine folks at Steffi's Country Catering in Adrian can provide you with several scrumptious options for your next family gathering, corporate event, or tailgate. Make sure to try one of their custom meat and cheese trays or pick up a delicious Sunday takeout special. Steffi's Country Catering is a Leader Times Silver Best of winner 3 years running. And as the holidays approach, get back to celebrating with friends and family and leave the cooking to Steffi's. Sugar Rush Cupcakes by Tara are available by order. That's Steffi's Country Catering. Find them on Facebook.
Back here, 16 seconds left. A timeout that we didn't expect, Joe.
Yeah, I thought that the Knights would be content with taking this one in the locker room, trailing by 14. But instead, looks like they're going to try to pull something out of the hat here.
Maybe a little Hail Mary action.
70 yards to go with only
Low
16
snap,
seconds.
going to be a little fumble action. And,
and I think it looks like Greensburg.
It looks like goal in lines. My God, unless they touched him.
Oh, there is a flag on the far
There's a flag.
side.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, this could be a huge play here, depending on what the call is.
I took 4 seconds off clock as we wait here for the referee's call. Good bit of discussion down the field. Yeah, that's the second low snap that Kosicki had trouble bringing in, though.
We were talking about how quickly this game is moving. It's going to be a false start. That was a big. I think they're going to be able to. Is that going to be declined? Yes, it is indeed. So 4th down. I guess they're going to say that Kosicki was down on the play. Not sure, but whatever the case, to be 4th down with 12 seconds to go.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and we were talking about how quickly this game was moving along, and some of these penalties and things that sort of really slowed it down.
The clock is running now, and it looks like it'll run down to half.
Yep. Well, indeed.
I'm guessing the penalty was declined because they were content going to half.
Yeah.
And going into half, we have the Golden Lions up 20-6 over the not Golden Knights. Gotta make sure I drill that into my head, Joe. And it's been kind of a tale of two quarters. I mean, we did have a score pretty early here in the second quarter, but the first quarter is where all the action really was.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Brandon. It was two very different quarters, and the Greensburg-Salem team that for instance, we saw in the first quarter really held in check for the most part due to penalties and a stout Knoch defense that found a way to kind of play its best when it needed to. And then as far as the Knights, it seemed like kind of bouncing back and forth between identities there. You saw two different quarterbacks running the offense, certainly one showing more results than the other. And again, that's nothing against
Frazier.
Yeah, excuse me. He certainly had a game last week and certainly excellent on the ground, but it seems like even Frazier's game has opened up a little bit more whenever Kasecki's at quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see what changes, what continues here in the second half. But in the meantime, we're going to let you guys hear.
Let's go ahead and listen to the band, huh?
Yeah.
Our first selection. Based on existing melodies from the time, Joe Garland wrote the arrangement that was first recorded on August 1st, 1939. Featuring our saxophone section, including soloists Ian Bortz and Max Arendes. This is the Glenn Miller classic, In the Mood.
How much were the waters? Allegedly.
We conclude our show with a selection that was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1982. Written by Louis Prima, it was performed on January 16, 1938 at Carnegie Hall in New York City. The first concert of its kind at that famous venue. It has been described as the single most important jazz concert in history. The band leader that night was Benny Goodman, who would go on to earn the title the King of Swing. We feature our drumline, trumpet soloist Logan Fox, and the entire band and the always rousing Sing, Sing, Sing.
under the leadership of Director James West and Assistant Andrew Hunter. Our head professional instructor and assistants are Ryan Gross, Luke Parise, and Peter Stosky, respectively. Color guard instructors are Donna Myers and Amanda Rizchek. Our dance team instructor is Chelsea Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to your field for 2021 Knoch High Band. Under the direction of Rick Hayden, Assistant Director Deanna Golden, Color Guard Advisor Kim Grant, Knoch Ed Advisor Lori Spangler, and Majorette Advisor Natalie Watt. Under the field leadership of Drum Majors Jack Walker and Andrew Ripper, and Band Captains Kevin Golden, Jake McCurdy, Raven Sloan, and Justin Walls, along with drumline captains Kevin Golden and Marina Smith. Drum Majors, is the band ready? Tonight, the band will open its halftime show with a 1966 classic hit, famously performed by the Blues Brothers. Here's Gimme Some Lovin'. H. Penn, co-captain Victoria Miller, and quartermaster Violet Huggins. Knoch Ed, captains Mia Savannah and Emma Banana, and quartermaster Riley Huff. Major Ed captain Alexis Sedlak and featured twirler Madison Zelmer. Our squads will perform to a tune widely considered to be simply one of the most dynamic hard rocking songs of its time. All the way from 1971, here's Led Zeppelin's smash hard rock hit, Rock and Roll. Show this evening, we'll leave you with a 2006 alternative rock hit by the band My Chemical Romance. Here's Welcome to the Black Parade with trumpet soloists Braden Sloan and Isaac Grace.
Arms Care, located at 85 Glade Drive in Katanning, provides the highest quality medical equipment, supplies, and service for use in your home. After an accident, illness, or surgery, the caring professionals at Arms Care can assist you in getting the appropriate medical equipment into your home where you can make the most progress on your recovery. Arms Care offers 24/7 emergency service as well as a wide variety of specialized medical equipment, and their experienced staff is committed to helping you or your loved one regain normalcy by providing the highest level of quality home care equipment, supplies, and service. Contact Arms Care at 724-545-3200 today.
Just finishing up a 100% outside renovation project at Katanning store. Don't miss out. Come and see us. Check out our Pennsylvania skill game room. We have the newest machines, the newest games. We have 5 machines. We're about to add a 6th machine. $10,000 jackpots on all 6 machines. Don't miss out on a chance to win. We have the lowest possible prices and the best quality of anybody in the area. We'll take it up against anybody in the area. We put our stamp of approval, hashtag Sable Meat, on every single package, and we're here to serve you every single day. We also have chef-prepared, chef-quality prepared sushi, everyday fresh, and Sushi Wednesday, $5 sushi rolls, and you can win by liking and sharing our favorite page, Sushi Madness shirt. Don't forget to check out our millions of bakery deli products that we're making fresh every day. Appreciate all the support out there. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop is the official clother of High Top Sports Network and is a family-owned company that can handle all your custom embroidery, custom sign, and laser engraving needs. Located at 409 4th Street in downtown Fort City, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop can create sports and career apparel to the exact specifications of your organization. Their laser engraving department can put your logo or design on glasses, tumblers, insulated cups, signs, coffee cups, and more. Call Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop at 724-763-2461 today.
With over 40 years of experience, the fine folks at Steffi's Country Catering in Adrian can provide you with several scrumptious options for your next family gathering, corporate event, or tailgate. Make sure to try one of their custom meat and cheese trays or pick up a delicious Sunday takeout special. Steffi's Country Catering is a Leader Times Silver Best of winner 3 years running. And as the holidays approach, get back to celebrating with friends and family and leave the cooking to Steffi's. Sugar Rush Cupcakes by Tara are available by order. That's Steffi's Country Catering. Find them on Facebook.
Okay, we are back, folks, Brandon Schreckengost here with Joe Rhodes and Jake DeLuca over on the technology side. We have some stats for you. Kosecki is the leading rusher for Knoch with 41 yards. We have 141 yards for Teska through the air. And Stevens is the leading receiver for the Golden Lions tonight with 88 yards. Not rubric like we thought it would be.
Yeah, interesting how that shaped out, but
we got the kickoff here.
Wouldn't be surprised if Rubric has something in mind here for the second half.
Yes, he got the ball for the return, and he's going to go ahead and try to get out. Somebody got his jersey, though, and they're going to drag him down by the sleeve. I wish I could see the number for you.
I know, and you made the great point, Brandon, that it was probably only going to get more difficult as this game went on and things got darker to read.
I
want to
say it was Johnson. I think it was 23.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But
Jake gave me the thumbs up, so.
Yep. But yeah, not the easiest uniforms. I'm not going to miss these in the coming weeks here when they go back to their traditional.
Great cause.
garb.
That's what we keep saying. Great cause. We appreciate the uniforms. Just really hard for us to read up here in the booth.
Yeah, really appreciate the cause, indeed.
We got the Golden Lions coming out here with the ball first in the second half. They're going to hand it off to Kennedy for nothing.
Yeah, and there were a couple guys blitzing right there in that gap between the guard and the tackle, and that's the man that came up and was able to get the tackle. I want to say that was number 87.
That was Murphy.
Yeah, Jake Murphy, the 6'1 junior, crashing through that hole and able to stop the speedy Kennedy.
Murphy in the first half had a spectacular one-handed catch, if you remember. That was like a whole 20 minutes ago, man.
That feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah.
Very stagnant second quarter.
Yeah, it looks like we have a standard pass rush this time. One-on-one, overthrown once again for Rubric. Looks like he wants a flag, but not going to get one there. It was a pretty well-contested ball.
Yeah, and a little overthrown. If he was going to get that call, that ball would have to be a little bit closer to the intended target. Just not the case there, so they're going to let him play.
Yeah, I'll give it off to the Golden Lions. They really want to take that top off, and they're going to keep going for it.
Yeah, that seems to be a part of their identity, and I'd be surprised if you don't see a couple more throws that are downfield like that. Teska's clearly got the cannon to do so. Just a little too aggressive on a couple of them, overthrowing the target. It's been a kind of a common theme on those deep throws.
We got 23 more minutes of game time left in order to do so. So I'll take the math for you on that one. And we've got a drop back for Teska. He's going to go ahead and go for a deep throw now. It's going to be Waller. And well contested by
Jack Siebel.
He turned sideways for me. I can't.
Yeah, again, it's still hard to read the numbers. But, yeah, that's number 8, Jack Siebel. On the coverage there, played that one perfectly. Did get a little too turned around, but still in the right place there to cover the receiver without contacting him for any kind of interference.
That's going to bring up 4th down already. We're going to get the punter out there. And that's going to be Frazier back deep for Knoch.
Got to be happy with the way that drive went if you're Knoch.
A great defensive stand. He's going to let it bounce. And it's going to, it's rolling.
Very friendly Greensburg-Salem roll.
Great. It seems like most of the rolls tonight have been in favor of Greensburg-Salem.
That's a great point, yeah.
No home field advantage for the
the punters.
For the punters.
This is true. That is a good point. There have been a couple nice hops there, and getting quickly down in coverage allows the defense to let that roll like it has.
Yeah, you can't even say there's home field advantage for the rest because, there's this extra point. Just want to go back to blow your mind.
Yeah, I don't know what to think. I'm just a little numb from that.
We'll see here how Knoch Knights attack the Greensburg Salem Golden Lions here in the second half. As it's going to be a handoff to start, getting to the outside is Frazier. And he's got a couple good blocks, going to be met and brought down by number 9, Wallace Jr.
And we were curious what we would see in the second half, whether it would be Kosecki at quarterback or Frazier, and it looks like they're going to go back to the way that they were able to score. Their lone score was when Kosecki was at quarterback and Frazier at running back, where you kind of even made the point he looked a lot more effective, hit the hole a little more explosively. So Kosecki back at quarterback and Frazier, of course, toting the ball behind him. So that seems to be what we might see a lot of here for the remainder of this one.
Just a lot less thinking going on, which is a good thing in sports whenever you let the muscle memory take over. we have Murphy in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Frazier once again. Looks like he's going to drag the pile ahead for a first down.
Yeah, give credit to him there. He was met pretty much where that ball was snapped and able to kind of cut a little bit and look like be able to drag the pile enough for the first down. So Frazier running with some authority here to begin the third with just under 10 minutes left.
And that's a good start getting the first down here in the second half on your first drive after a favorable roll for the Golden Lights on the punt, or Golden Lions, not Knights, on the punt. And coming out in like almost a full house, and it's going to be a handoff to the motion man Johnson, and he's going to be met in the backfield by Rubrick, I believe that is.
Yeah, that is Cody Rubrick. That was a great tackle, and a little too much going on in the backfield. It allowed Greensburg-Salem to kind of key in on the play there, and that's exactly what they did. Almost looked like a, what's that formation, that wing T almost of sorts.
Yeah, Rubrick showing that he is more than just a receiver as well.
Yeah.
That was a good solo tackle. Going to have second down and 13 here with about 9 minutes left on the clock, just a little over. And the Knights don't want to be going backwards here. Just picked up his first down off 2 strong runs, and you know Gosecki has been the more effective quarterback option tonight, but unless that snap comes slow, he's able to run out the defense. But he's not going to do anything. He might run out at the line of scrimmage.
And here's my issue with that. Gosecki's got to get rid of the football there. I think he took a 2-yard loss. Well, that might be where the line of scrimmage was. Did they take a loss on
I believe he went out at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so
it's
the
going to be 3 and 13. So.
Yeah, I just thought that he would get rid of that ball. You're taking a risk just by carrying that ball to the sideline and taking a hit like you did there. So I'd like to see Gosecki maybe get rid of that.
And it's just kind of like
Gosecki, excuse me. I'm going to keep calling him Gosecki, like the Miami Dolphins tight end / Penn State, former Penn State tight end.
I believe that's Gosecki.
Yeah, that's kind of what I called it there, not Gosecki. Maybe a timeout here, looks like, Brandon.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I know we just came back, but let's go ahead and let our sponsors get a word in. Don't go anywhere. This is High Top Sports Network.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
All right, we had time to talk things over. Knoch Knights coming out. Looks kind of like that wing T formation you were talking about. Johnson in motion. See, have Frazier rolling out to the right. He's going to bomb it down the field one-on-one. They might look for a flag there, but they're going to say that was clean.
Well, if Frazier puts that one more on the spot, you have a chance of drawing that flag. I think the argument there from the referees would be that the ball was unplayable and uncatchable. So that being the case, you got to let him play on. And
it did look like Siebel came back for the ball that was thrown over him.
Yeah. So with that being the case, then the refs have no choice but to hold on to the.
Really wanted to draw that flag as Tristani will come out to punt the ball away.
So 3 and outs for both teams here to start the second half.
Knoch did have a first down.
I apologize, yeah.
It's okay, Joe. I'm here to
steer me straight.
Yeah.
I need that sometimes.
5 years rusty. I'm showing it. Fair catch caught by Rubrick. And we'll see what they're able to do here. It's really been stalling out.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very quiet offensive game here really since the first quarter. Not much doing for both these teams, and Jake DeLuca made a great point at halftime, running the broadcast here for us tonight, that based on what you saw from Greensburg-Salem in that first quarter, you were expecting some fireworks and maybe a high-scoring performance out of them. But, again, give credit to the Knights' defense, able to kind of clamp down here and keep this this deficit to a manageable point still here in the third.
And we were talking about how fast as snap gets handed off to Kennedy here, as he's going to find a small hole on the right side and get up about 8-9 yards there. good run. But we were talking about in the first half how this game was going fast, but I do believe the other games we're broadcasting got to halftime faster.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, and really, I think a lot of that has to do with all the penalties and stoppages there in the second quarter. That's how you can really slow a game down really quick is infractions, and there were quite a few of them there in the second.
Handoff to Kennedy here. He's going to have the first down, and he's going to get dragged backwards by a few Knights. I'm not sure what you would call a cluster of Knights.
Oh, boy. A monkey's fist.
Okay, a monkey's fist of Knights. I'm down for that.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thought we might go with like Brotherhood or something, but no, a monkey's fist of Knights. I'm fine with that.
That's
good.
Actually,
it's good.
You look it up.
I mean, they're not an animal. I don't know if they have a group classification.
Don't worry about it. Just got to trust me here.
All right. we have a
there's a hit out of
It was
bounds.
a big hit.
I'm going to say that was not out of bounds. It was darn close, though.
Forced him out of bounds, we can say, then, officially.
We've avoided injuries, but it looks like somebody's going to be down here, Brandon. So while they check on the injured player, we here on High Top Sports Network are going to take a quick break. For Brandon, my name is Joe, and Jake on the boards. We'll be right back.
Just finishing up a 100% outside renovation project containing store. Don't miss out. Come and see us. Check out our Pennsylvania skill game room. We have the newest machines, the newest games. We have 5 machines. We're about to add a 6th machine. $10,000 jackpots on all 6 machines. Don't miss out on a chance to win. We have the lowest possible prices and the best quality of anybody in the area. We'll take it up against anybody in the area. We put our stamp of approval, #SableMeat, on every single package, and we're here to serve you every single day.
Player was able to get up and walk off the field under his own power. Good to see. As the Golden Lions take the snap here, going to go for the quick pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, just over the head of Christian Hostetler, a little high. And, Teska, especially in that last scoring drive that he was showing some elite accuracy. That ball down the sideline and that fade route, that slant route that he was able to find Jaden Stevens on. But kind of some errant throws here really since then, overshooting his targets, and right there another case of that. So Teska, you got to settle back in here.
He was really on the money, but it's like he dipped his hand in some butter. A lot of overthrows happening ever since. So he's going to put a man in motion.
Just a hand covered in petroleum jelly.
He's going to swing it out to Kennedy, who brings it in. It is a hot pass. He's going to fumble it. Knoch is going to
go out of bounds.
Knock it out of bounds.
Wow, what a save there, or lucky break rather, for Greensburg-Salem, Brandon.
All I'd say that was Knoch should have been on that, but instead, like I said, knock it out of bounds. Ba-boom.
Yeah. Well, we don't have that sound effect yet.
That's what I'm here for.
We'll work on it, though.
That's the real reason we brought me in.
Next week we will have it, I promise.
They said, we can't give you a T-shirt, but we can have you make sound effects.
It's too good.
Fourth down and 5. And with 7 minutes left, going line still leading, but offense is stagnant. Booming punt here. It's going to bounce, and Frazier going to go ahead and take it, try to return it some, and he will get up to about the 25, 26, 27 yard line.
Yeah, give credit to Rubrick. That was a decent punt there, and again, another favorable bounce for the Golden Lions, but Frazier taking it off that hop and able to kind of do something more with it than it originally appeared he would be able to, with the defense crashing down on him. So give credit to him. It's still not terrible field position. I think they're going to mark it at the 27.
Rubrick, once again, not just a receiver.
Yeah. Still quiet, though, especially when you consider the numbers he had coming into this game. I think it was 140 yards more receiving than the next closest person in all the WPIAL.
He had 421 yards. Next closest had 286.
So there you go. That's an amazing stat right there. So
you're going back to the math guy for that one. I've been out of high school too long.
We'll just say that it's more than a monkey's fist.
Ah. we have
or
ball.
10 gobbles, whichever you prefer.
Oh, boy. We have a man in motion, and instead the ball is going to be cut by Frazier, and he's going to take it about 5-6 yards up the middle. Good power running by Frazier.
Yeah, I like when you see him kind of just put his head down and hit that hole immediately. It seems like he's been more effective running that style than this sort of hesitative Le'Veon Bell. That's, I guess, the person everybody loves to kind of relate to that style of running. But we've seen Frazier kind of do that stop-and-go running style tonight. Didn't really bode well for him. And when he kind of puts his head down, as you acknowledged there, Brandon, he's a much more effective runner. Strong at that.
I'd always say Le'Veon Bell in his prime because he just had a bunch of people promoted over him off the practice squad for the Ravens. My, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, 2021 not great for L. Bell.
Nah, we have another run here. Looking like they are going to drag the Golden Lions across the first down marker, and that was Frazier once again.
And give credit to the big hogs up front for Knoch, getting some push that I don't think they were really getting early in the game, Brandon. But here, able to kind of slug out some yards here, and that's what it's going to come down to. Which front, defensive or offensive, is going to be tough and stronger and more, I guess, I don't want to say durable, but a little bit more left in the tank here, because that's where this game really could be decided.
Yeah, I guess endurance is a key factor here, because earlier in the game in the first half, the battle in the trenches were definitely going in favor of the Golden Lions, but here in the second half, it looks like Knoch has a little bit more to offer.
Yeah, certainly a lot more push.
So they're going to go ahead and hand the ball off this time. And I'm trying to spot the number if the ref would kindly get out of the way.
Billy McChesney, wonderful name. He was in the backfield kind of pleading to the ref. It looked like he thought he was held, and he was held or not. Some great pressure there brought on by the front four. Looks like they only brought four, did the Golden Lions there. So
yeah, and it was Mullen who got that carry, like the guy with the great interception in the first half.
Yeah, some wonderful names in general down these rosters.
I'm quite fond of number 15 for Knoch.
Dalton Schreckengust.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
I don't know. Low snap for Frazier. He's just going to try and make something out of nothing here and not even really get back to the line of scrimmage.
Interestingly, what are we noticing here? Frazier back at the quarterback position. So, kind of a revolving door, I guess you could say, at quarterback here between that young man along with Carson Kasecki.
Yeah, they just seem really indecisive here on what they want to do. Like I said, if you go back last week, Frazier was very efficient. 4 of 6 for like 148 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then he had 32 rushes on top of that.
Just a quick,
over 100.
Quick number here at the end of 3. It's Kiski area 41, Connellsville nothing. So Kiski area looking like they're on their way to moving to 4-0 in the season.
Sounds like they are having a strong performance as Frazier here decides to just tuck and run on third down, and that's going to bring up fourth. We're down to 3:30 left here in the third quarter. You said that game just went to the end of the third. We thought this one was moving fast. Apparently the other ones are moving fast, but I guess that one would have a rolling clock.
Believe it or not, there's a final out there already.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a game that anybody probably around here cares much about, but Cambria Heights defeated United 42-0 in a Heritage Conference clash. For those of you that even know where that is.
A quick GG there. As we got the...
I would imagine they had a running clock.
I would imagine as well. It almost feels like they should have an early start time, too, on that one. It just seems early.
I would like to see football games start earlier anyways. I think like a 6 o'clock start would be... There's some young kids out here. There's some old kids out here. Some old people. So we got to get to bed, too. I want to get to bed. I'm old.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't get to go to bed till about 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Let's get you some a couple cups of coffee and maybe a Red Bull.
Yeah, that'll keep me going. And we have a handoff to Kennedy here.
I like that kid tonight. I like what he brings. He's not afraid to run it up the gut like you saw right there, but he's explosive and kind of shifty when he gets outside. You've seen him get some catches out in the flat, too. I really like the kind of game that he brings to the field here for Greensburg-Salem.
And we were saying how Frazier does better whenever he puts his head down. It seems like Kennedy wants to put his head down, just hit the hole every time, not really thinking about it.
Yeah, there's some guys that are scared to run a certain way or a certain part of the field, and there's going to be an encroachment.
Oh, yep. That was good hard count there.
Yeah.
And is that the change momentum that the going lines need to get their prowess back?
Speaking of prowess, that lion mascot down there that's actually hanging out with the opposing team's cheerleaders, shout out to that guy. He is a lion hanging out with the Greensburg-Salem cheerleaders. That's impressive.
Huh. Oh, would you look at that?
I guess the whole group of cheerleaders
Yeah, it
are
looks
all
like
hanging out
both teams'
together.
cheerleaders are there.
But that lion is excited, and I like him. Jake, thank you for getting that in focus there. He's a hit there with everybody.
That is a golden lion.
That is. Shout out to that guy.
Not
Hope he watched the rebroadcast and heard us singing his praises.
Not a Honolulu blue lion that I'm used to on Sundays.
I like that term, Honolulu blue. Here's a tight formation.
That is a tight formation. QB sneak up the middle. They're just going to try to power it up with Heskey. And it looks like they are moving the chains.
Yeah, Teska, that's a tough run right there.
Did I just call him Teskey? I meant Teska.
You keep me around. I'll help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
I may talk about simulations and field goals that don't exist.
Well,
but,
I was speaking about
things
his name is very close to a video game.
Like a Tesla?
Yeah. His name's
That's it?
very close to Tusky, which I play Smite all the time, and Tusky's off there. So
I have no idea what that is.
It's fine. We don't have time to go into this. We have a handoff here. I would have to take the whole broadcast to explain that.
Yeah, and I'd probably by the end of it just not want to be here anymore. Just pounding my head off of this counter here.
That's right. I'm
not a big gamer.
I'd be right there with you, and I am a big gamer. It's a frustrating game sometimes. 2nd down and 1 to go. We have 50 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter as we get back on track. 20-6 in favor of the Golden Lions, and they are driving now.
Well, it looks like Connellsville able to get on the board. 41-7 in that game between the Kiski area Cavaliers and Connellsville Falcons.
Not going to go down without a fight. So we have a handoff here for the Golden Lions, and might be a little short.
It's going to be darn close. It just depends on where the spot is here. It looked like Forward Progress got it, and that's what they're going to say, that he did cross it.
Moving the chains for Kennedy.
And that's a big play there for Greensburg-Salem, because they can now just let the clock run out here in the 3rd.
And we both know they are content doing that. And as the clock runs out and both teams are going to the sides, let's go ahead and have a word for our sponsors. For Joe Rhodes, I'm Brandon Tregenglass, Jake DeLuca with the boards.
Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop is the official clother of High Top Sports Network and is a family-owned company that can handle all your custom embroidery, custom sign, and laser engraving needs. Located at 409 4th Street in downtown Fort City, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop can create sports and career apparel to the exact specifications of your organization. Their laser engraving department can put your logo or design on glasses, tumblers, insulated cups, signs, coffee cups, and more. Call Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop at 724-763-2461 today.
Shop and Save at Franklin Village is a family-owned, community-dedicated supermarket with a wide variety of quality food and friendly personnel to make your shopping experience easy. Stop by their award-winning butcher shop where you'll find the freshest cuts of USDA-inspected beef, pork, and poultry. Head to the bakery for the freshest bread and rolls, and don't forget to stop by the deli for an excellent selection of cold cuts, meats, cheeses, and prepared foods like their fantastic fried chicken. That's Shop and Save at Franklin Village.
Welcome back, folks, as we start the 4th quarter here, High Top Sports Network. Joe,
Brandon,
we are driving the going lines, that is, as they hand the ball off to Kennedy, I'm almost calling him Kennedy at this point.
Yeah, you called him Kennedy several times,
yeah.
but we're going to stick with Kennedy.
Kennedy. Trying to speak too fast, my own good, Joe.
Oh, no, you're good. No, all that matters is we're spotlighting that young man, because, again, I'm really impressed with his style of running. He's really extended some drives and ran some tough runs up the middle, like I said, and not afraid to take it outside and break some ankles in the
And
process.
they really like giving him the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, says a lot about what this coaching staff thinks of the young man.
As they line up, I won't be surprised if they go to him here again. Well, they're going to go ahead and pass as they look over
what
the
a throw.
middle. Good throw. Back on target is Teska as he hits Hostetler?
Yep, like the old NFL quarterback, Jim Hostetler of Oakland Raiders fame, if you remember that guy. He had the mustache. Just a beautiful mustache, like Tom Selleck-esque. Jeff Hostetler, excuse me. I said Jim. Jeff Hostetler. Made a couple Pro Bowls back in his day.
For the mustache alone.
I would think. It was a glorious stash.
Teska going to line up here as he gets the snap, hands it off to Kennedy.
I like the second one. The second one was the one.
I'm going to eventually get it, Joe. I'm just going to pretend I'm saying Canada, but add the D at the end.
Yeah. Kennedy. Yeah, my man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kennedy, looks like he's going to run off to the sideline here and get a little breather.
Well deserved.
Jake Snow, return. You owe me a Coke. All right.
New guy in the backfield for them. We'll see if he gets a handoff, as he does. And it's going to be a number 17, Wallish.
Yeah, Johnny Wallish, the senior, listed at 5'7", 170. Giving Kennedy a little break there. Nice little run off left guard.
We got third down coming up, only 1 yard to go. As they are in their favorite mode, killing clock.
Another score that people probably won't give two cares about. My Marion Center Stingers, my alma mater, they are losing to Purchase Line 42-6.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I could care less.
All right. I'm not sorry anymore. First down by the Golden Lions.
I mean, I love my alma mater, but, so far removed now. This is my 15th year school anniversary. What do you call that? The get-together. I got an email the other day. Reunion, yeah. I'm not going to go. So my fellow classmates out there listening, don't you dare expect to see my face there. I got better things to do, all right?
Yeah,
I'm a busy man.
I'm just saying.
I spent enough years looking at those people already.
I don't think I've gotten a reunion invite yet, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Don't do it.
Perfectly fine with that.
Maybe I'll have a change of heart.
Low snap as they hand to Kennedy, and he is in the end zone.
Tater.
I was trying to come up with something clever there. It just wasn't working. But touchdown. Yeah. Nevertheless, he took his little breather. That was well-deserved.
Yeah.
And he comes back on, and he gets right in there.
Yeah. Some real zigging and zagging there on that run, too. Kind of able to bounce it outside and then back inside. Just a shifty guy. Does it kind of all for these Golden Lions. It does Rashad Kennedy.
Very interested to see Alexander's kick here as it goes up. And they're going to go ahead and call it good. It seemed down the middle to me. We have to watch this end.
I know. Dude, that was. I will go back tonight and watch that highlight. I don't know if it looks great on our network because, it will look great on our network. You all know that out there. The quality is superb. But
top tier.
Yeah. I put up against any other streaming broadcast companies here in Western Pennsylvania to do high school sports on any given night. Trip. What? Back to the action.
This is my first 9 broadcasts. I'm not trying to get any brawls yet.
Oh, no, we good. Yeah, 27-6, and there was one of those drives where it just kind of sucks the life out of a team. You see a throwing team like Greensburg-Salem put it on the ground and just pound it, and Knoch really no answers for it there, and you have to wonder that's got to be the kind of the nail in the coffin of sorts, so just a lethal blow.
They took a good bit of time out of the third quarter, finished the third quarter, and then took 3 minutes out of the fourth. As Alexander about to kick the ball off to Knoch. See here what they do on the return. It's going to be a low kick and going out of bounds, and that's a flag, Joe.
It is indeed a legal procedure will be the call.
And they will line up at the 40, I believe. Not too often you see a ball kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a great point, actually. I've seen it, I feel like, more in past years, but through the first 4 weeks of the season, at least the games that I've been at, I haven't seen any that I'm aware of or I can remember. So that's an interesting point you made there, Brandon.
It looks like they are going to line up at the 35, so that's 5 yards off where I thought it went. Might be. I'm a little out of the game.
No, UG. Don't worry about it.
What he said.
He said, my B? So I said,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
UG. It means you're good.
I'm good. All right. These hip slang terms.
Yeah, I'm way out of the loop.
Murphy in motion as they are going to put Kosecki back in at quarterback. He's going to hand off to Frazier, though, and he's going to go nowhere.
Yeah, Frazier tried cutting it back inside, but that swarming Greensburg-Salem defense just getting penetration really more often than not here tonight. You got to tip your cap to those guys. Big boys up front. You see like 73 right there. He's been excellent. And those hogs up front for Greensburg-Salem have done an excellent job of finding the gaps and getting penetration.
Yeah, I was talking about how it looked like Knoch was starting to win the battle of the trenches. Like they might have more endurance, but it's like the going lines were like that dumb guy in the white T-shirt in the booth thought that we were getting tired. We're not, and they're showing it.
Well, giving number 73 a shout out there. That's Aiden Thomas. Never get to call those big guys names too much, so I want to give Aiden Thomas a shout out.
Going to have a sweep around to Johnson. He's going to get a solid 5 yards there.
Yeah, he was wrapped up by number 9, Matthew Wallace, the second, or junior, whichever you prefer.
Whichever we have listed is what I'll go with. I mean,
then just junior.
Just junior. I'll roll with junior. But I do like the second call. Maybe there'll be a third. You're just
hopefully no time soon.
Yeah, no time soon. You're right. You're right. Oh man, down the line, you know.
Yeah, way down the line here, Matthew. I hope when you watch this rebroadcast, take what we just said to heart. Wait a while, player.
So we have a handoff to Frazier. He's going to try to spin out of a tackle, but unfortunately wrapped down. He had a couple golden lines on the hunt.
Yeah, Frazier with another tough run there. Bounced off one guy, tried spinning out of another. You know, no matter what the result here tonight, you know, the body of work that Frazier's had this year and the effort he put in tonight, you know, nothing to slouch at, nothing to look down upon. This young man is an excellent football player and certainly brighter days ahead here.
4th and 2, just under 7 minutes now. You got to go for this, Joe.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You're down, 21 points.
Looking, Frazier's a senior, so see if he can wheel his team here to some sort of comeback. Only 6:40 left, though.
Oh, game's not over till it's over, as we have a low snap, and that's going to hurt.
Yep, and then we've seen a couple of those tonight, and that one really hurts.
I kind of wonder if we've seen 2 quarterbacks in and out, Joe. You got to wonder if Frazier likes it a little lower.
Yeah.
And Kosecki.
I don't know. Some of those just seem like some pretty bad snaps. That one right there, I think one hop to Kosecki. That one not by design, clearly. But there was a couple that did kind of hit him in the hands, and, that would be his fault. But, overall, just not ideal snaps here at certain points tonight for the Knoch.
No, that's one thing. A rapport between a quarterback and a center is normally very important, and whenever you're switching in and out of quarterbacks, it can affect that. As it looks like we have a change of quarterback here, it's going to be Rubrek, and he's going to keep it on the read option and get up the middle of the field, make a few good cuts. And I do believe he's going to move the chains there.
Yeah, and I'm seeing if maybe it's kind of a gimmick at play, and they had Teska, lined up somewhere else on the field, but no, he is looks like he is on the sideline. Here he comes right now. So just one play there, just to kind of change of pace, I suppose. But Teska back in there, number 7.
Yeah, it was interesting to see because I was like, that's not Teska, And I was like, oh, it's Rubrek, and he just wants to show how much more he can do than just receive. As we have a handoff to the man of the night, I would say, so far for the.
Yeah. Well, Rashad Kennedy. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's really tough to say anyone who's had a better night than him so far. I mean, when he's wanted it, he's gotten it. And,
yeah, I was gonna say it could have arguably been Stevens in the first quarter, but as time went on, Kennedy took over, and he's really just hasn't let go. Feed him more.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't be opposed to that. He seems like he's just gotten stronger and stronger as this game has gone on as well. So shout out to that young man. Very impressed with what we've seen from him here tonight.
Oh, man, motions. We're going to hand it off again, this time to Wallish.
Yeah, John Wallish on the carry there.
It's going to bring up second down. We are just over 5 minutes left here in the game. And, I think the going lines are fine with these short runs.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of wasting clock and getting out of here healthy right now is a priority for this Greensburg-Salem team. They'll move to 3-1 with the victory here, which puts them certainly in contention. That's why that Armstrong game tonight against Hampton means so much. Hopefully we'll get a score on that one here before this one's all done. But, this goes a long way in a section that has a team like Armstrong. It's going to be tough to knock off. Hampton, of course, Mars.
Looks like a read option there. Teska decided he wants some running action of his own, and he almost broke it for the touchdown, but he's going to be tackled short at about the 3-yard line, Joe.
Yeah, and that was a nice run there by Teska, kind of going behind his lineman there, just kind of waiting, not just running full bore, but sort of, I don't want to say hesitation, but a little bit letting those linemen get out in front of him and let those guys throw some blocks. That was a great run by him and a patient one at that.
Kennedy looked a little shocked that Teska kept it there.
He's like, hey, that's my job.
So you get spotlighted enough. Quarterback gets all the glory. Handoff here this time to Kennedy, and you know what? He's going to get the glory in the end zone.
Yeah,
so he gets another touchdown.
Yeah, scoring again, and I think that pretty much cements him as our possible player of the game. We'll have to wait and see, though, for sure, at the conclusion of this one. But I don't know who's made a better case than the 5'10 junior running back, Rashad Kennedy.
It's going to move the score up to 33 for the going line, so we'll see here after the extra point if it stands or if they move up to 34. So Alexander puts it up, and it looks good to me. The refs will confirm that. I need the refs confirmation.
Yeah, I think that one just about ices it for Greensburg-Salem. Now, give credit. This for the longest time, this was a 20-6 game. This game was deprived of scoring. It felt like both defenses really standing tall, but just too much Greensburg-Salem. Just keep kind of punching and like they did there in that first scoring drive to make this 27-6. Kind of just bludgeoned Knoch that whole time, and those hits add up, and
they had to change their game plan. They were not having the best success in the pass in the second half, but they found a young man who was having success.
And again, give credit to Knoch, though. For a long time, they had this explosive and diverse Greensburg-Salem offense on the ropes, but they could only do that for so long.
Certainly, assuming the score stays the same, but there's a good bit of game left. It could change. The scoreboard will not tell the entire story.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, we have the kickoff going over to Knoch as we're going to have a return here. It's a good return for Frazier as he makes a man miss, and he's going to try to speed his way up, but he's caught from behind.
Should be a horse
and
collar.
Brought down. That did look like a horse collar, Joe. You're right.
And even worse, they're going to call that flag, but there's a young man here grabbing the back of his knee, and I don't like that. Really hope that's a cramp. Not sure what the number is there, but the flag definitely, I think, they're waving it off. They're picking it up, and that's actually not a great call, because certainly that's where the first grab was, directly on the back collar of of Frazier there.
If there wasn't a horse collar there, you'd think he ends up in the end zone.
Luckily, the young man here on the sideline is just stretching out his knee, so I'm hoping that's a cramp, but the trainer will come over. Don't have a number on him, but grab that knee almost immediately after coming to the ground here on this near sideline. Hope the best for that young man. Again, real quickly, folks, make sure you follow and like us on our social media platforms on Facebook, on Twitter, to see when your team plays next here on High Top Sports Network.
Frazier gets the snap, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to break a tackle. He might get into the end zone yet, and he does. That's a touchdown for Knoch. And like I said, plenty of game left. The score could change. I don't know if it's too little too late, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, a step in the right direction. Probably a little too little too late, especially when you take into consideration this is the first time that Knoch has found pay dirt since the first quarter. So a long offensive drought there. Luckily able to answer. And, if anything, maybe this is something that gives them a little bit of a morale boost moving into these remaining weeks of the season.
At this point, we were playing for a thing called pride.
Exactly.
Does a lot more for these high school teams than you would think. You definitely you want to see your team going down fighting. And the fans definitely would rather see them not give up. Kicks up. It looks good to me. Looks good to the refs.
Yep. So, again, a nice score there by Knoch. Long drought, but like you said, it's a welcome sight for an offense that has been sputtering here really since the first quarter.
Both teams getting together. The cheerleaders, the band celebrating.
It's a nice little student section here tonight. Look like they're all blazing in the colors of our wonderful nation. Looks like a red, white, and blue night there.
I'd agree with that. That is a nifty hat over there. The American flag hat. I don't know if you can see that,
I
Joe.
do. That is a wonderful
that is
hat.
a nice
Great
hat.
call. Couple wonderful hats down there, as now as you pointed out. And of course, there's one, a Save on Me shirt. And folks know that Sprankle's Neighborhood Market, very near and dear to our heart. Make sure you're following them on Twitter and Facebook as well. A lot of dual drawings between them, us, and TGIF Solutions, an insurance provider in West Katanning. We're always doing some drawings and giveaways together. So that's another reason why we urge you folks to follow us and those organizations on our social media platforms. You never know what you can win. Those guys gave away a backpack cooler yesterday, I think it was. Giving away golf bags a couple weeks ago. It's all kinds of nifty little gifts and things
we
of
had
the sort.
the pleasure of stopping right before the game for Customer Appreciation Day. I got a free hot dog.
Yeah, you got a free hot dog out of Customer Appreciation Day. And that's what Sprankle's Neighborhood Market does. They were giving away hot dogs all day long, free, and free pops as well. So
lots of sauerkraut, Joe. Just highlight.
You did. I mean, there's no denying that. It had just a mountain.
You can
of
see the
sauerkraut.
picture on our social media. Jake received the hot dog, but I was the one that ate it.
Yeah, just a bevy of sauerkraut, just unbelievable. We're fans. We're not saying we're not.
No, yeah. No, listen, it was a great hot dog. It's a great hot dog.
So a lot of guys up here. Brandon, it looks like they might try for an onside kick. If they're going to, it looks like it's going to be on that. Well, they're straightening things out now. We'll see what they do. Only one man deep, and that's the QB, Teska.
Tristani lining up for that kick. We'll see here what they do. And maybe a timeout.
Looks to be the case.
Well, Joe, you want to take a timeout as well?
I do.
All right. I'm here with Joe. I'm Brian Truck, and guys, Jake DeLuca on the board, so we'll take a timeout here. Don't go anywhere.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Welcome back, everyone. We have 3:37 left here in this game. And, Joe, it was moving fast, but we had a timeout there. What do you think they want to talk about?
I think they changed their mind on what the strategy was here, and this one has a chance to roll it about. Teska's going to pick it up, but yeah, just to kind of dot some I's and cross some T's on how they're going to defend this possible onside kick instead of just sort of a squib that only Teska could come up with.
I wasn't opposed to the onside kick. I think at this point it shows that you want to go down fighting.
Yeah, and I think they have timeouts left. Yeah, they have 2 timeouts left due the Knoch Knights, who obviously need to conserve time here more so than Greensburg-Salem. But I would say just too little too late here. You're going to have to use these, and every time you get a first down, you get the clock stoppage to move the sticks. So it's a tall task, but it all starts with this drive. You got to stop them on this drive, do the Knoch Knights. Another timeout.
Gotta use all the timeouts here, huh?
Yeah, looks like that one going.
That was
Greensburg-Salem.
Greensburg-Salem's timeout, second one they used. And both teams going to huddle up here. I'm looking down this audience, Joe, and I tell you what, these fans have player jerseys, and some of them say "Protect the Castle," some of them are just normal jerseys, some of them just have the name. But like, these fans come here for the players, and it's good to see.
Yeah, it's a very tight-knit community. Sports programs included in that. I had a chance I was here actually last night covering some volleyball between the Knights and the Burrell Bucks, and unfortunately in that one for Knoch, they came away in a 3-0 loss, but certainly this community turns out for its sporting teams, and as you said, evident by the crowd here tonight. And what's even more nice to see is the fact that there are people in the stands. This time last year when we were calling games here on High Top Sports Network, not so much the case. So great to see these fans back in the stands.
Both teams on the field. Knoch is showing blitz, and they will. And they got into the backfield fast, Joe.
Yeah, and it almost looked like that was a tough angle to see, but it looked like he might have been grabbed from the collar there as well. But
Spencer got the initial contact there. It looks like the handoff went to Volatek.
Yeah, you're going to see probably new cast of characters here now in these waning moments of the game. Greensburg-Salem going to keep those starters healthy. Probably done seeing Teska. You're probably done seeing Kennedy. You're probably done seeing the likes of Jaden Stevens, who had a really big first quarters. If you can remember back that far, feels like a lifetime ago now. But
new cast of characters here in the simulation.
I mean, I still got to go back and watch that extra point, man.
We got another handoff here, and he's going to take out the middle. He's blocking.
Oh,
He's
man.
shedding a few tackles there.
Yeah.
Tough running by Volatek.
Yeah, Voltage, Kyrell Voltage. Nice little run there. Like you said, break it a couple. And man, if Greensburg-Salem has as much depth at the skill positions as it appears they do, they might be in good position here heading down the home stretch of this football season. Already four games in, and this team about to move to 3-1, so not a bad place to be. Their lone loss, keep in mind, was to a 6A school, and it was still a close contest. That was to Hempfield, 29-14 loss in week 0. Hempfield, of course, a 6A school, so really Greensburg-Salem looking as if they could be really finding their sea legs in the right time.
That was an immediate tackle that time as they gave the ball to, how did you say his name?
Voltage.
Volatic, not Volatek.
No.
No.
I'm not taking credit. I'm actually going to give credit to our friend, the public address announcer over there. I kind of keyed in on him saying it. Sounds like he's went with Voltage.
All right.
Like I said, a bunch of great names here.
Yeah,
Shout out to both teams.
that is a good name. It's a lot more silent than Volatek. Volatic.
There's just some wonderful names up and down this roster.
Minute 20 left as Rubrick still going to come out to punt the ball for the Golden Lions. And he gets a good one off. We have a new guy back to receive, and what a bounce.
Yeah, that was another great Greensburg-Salem hop on a kickoff or punt.
I'll take the liberty of saying the return's name this time. It was Schreckengost.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I know that one.
Did you pronounce it right, though?
I
mean, we might have to go to the judge on this one. Judge?
It's good.
All right. Thank you,
All
Jake.
right. Thanks, Jake.
I'll let it, or what do they say on Impractical Jokers? I'll let it happen, or when they go in that restaurant. I'll allow it, yes. That's what I was looking for in the response.
Just over a minute left here.
Yeah, real quickly, though, as always, we want to thank our sponsors. You know who you are. Make sure you go to our website. There's a sponsors page. Make sure you patronize those folks because they are the ones that help us do this and support your children, your teams, and your communities in a sports-related way. So make sure you like all of our sponsors, patronize them, as I said. And lastly, I want to thank you guys. You take your Friday night and watch it with us, watch these teams with us, and we couldn't appreciate it even more. You guys are just tremendous, and the support we receive and all the messages and things of the sort don't go unnoticed. We really appreciate you all out there for tuning in and spending your Fridays with us.
Got a handoff here. It's not going to go too far, it doesn't look like. Pride of Lions.
There we go.
Around him. I
thought
know.
we did establish, though. Let me just make this clear here. So there's a pride of lions. You're right there. But then when you have a gaggle almost of knights, it is a monkey's fist.
Yeah,
yes? Okay.
Yes.
Just to be clear,
I'm
I'm probably going to field some questions about this at some point in my life.
I'm pretty decent at animals and knowing what they're called, which I'll tell you my favorite animal, what they're called after the snap here. As we get the handoff going to, I believe that was number 14, Mullen. And so with 10 seconds left, and that was very possible the last play of the game, my favorite animal, Joe, is a cheetah. Do you know what a group of cheetahs is called?
I don't.
A coalition.
Is it really?
A coalition of cheetahs.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
As this game comes to an end, 34-13 going to be your final score. I hope helped you on trivia there in the final seconds.
I think you might have, and I greatly appreciate you doing that, and I greatly appreciate you joining me tonight, Brandon. I haven't had a chance to call a game with you, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'd like to thank everybody for welcoming me to my first game. I hope you enjoyed me because I most certainly will be back, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we got an interesting game here. The Lions, I think, really showed why they have that 3-1 record, why they barely lost to a 6-8 team, and a lone blemish on their record. They can do a little bit of everything. We've seen them run the ball well. We saw them pass the ball well. And when you're able to do both of those things to the level which I think this team is capable, you have a lot of success in your future. As for the Knights, I think, Brandon, that certainly it showed some flashes. Their defense stood very tall there for a large portion of this game, pretty much from that second quarter and parts of the third. Keeping Greensburg-Salem off the scoreboard was a mighty impressive thing for them to do because, again, there's plenty of weapons on that Greensburg-Salem side. So between both these teams, good things to be taken for the Knights despite a loss here tonight in Greensburg-Salem.
I mean, the scoreboard showed that the Golden Lions had a tremendous lead. But I think it was a lot closer than the scoreboard says.
Yeah, that could be fair, though, too. But it seemed like I said, Greensburg-Salem just doing what they need to when they need to do it, similar to how I think the Steelers played in week one of their victory. It wasn't pretty, but when it came time to find that gas pedal and put your foot down on it, Greensburg-Salem able to do so and coming away with the victory here. They'll move to 3-1. As for the Knights, they drop to 1-3.
And despite the passing game going from hot to cold, the Golden Lions were able to establish their ground game late, and Kennedy just in particular shined.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to call him our player of the game at this point, Brandon.
I'd agree with you.
Elusive, strong on the ground, and really a big reason for this Greensburg.
Very decisive.
Success. Yeah, absolutely. So Rashad Kennedy, congratulations, young man. You are tonight's High Top Sports Network player of the game.
Well, Joe, I'm new here. What all do we cover at the end of the game? We have our player of the game.
And our player of the game, just another quick thank you to all of our sponsors, Sprankle's Neighborhood Market, TGIF Solutions, Franklin Village Shop and Save, Ryan Bowser State Farm in Ford City. The list goes on and on and on and on. We thank all you folks that sponsor High Top Sports Network because, again, we can't do it without you, and you make this great product and this thing that so many people are clearly watching. We're looking at the numbers here, and there's been so many of you tuning in tonight, and unbelievably grateful for that, but I hope you all know out there that we're not able to do that without these sponsors that I just mentioned. So make sure, again, go to hightopsportsnetwork.com, click on the sponsors tab, see all the people that are involved in sponsoring these games that you see on High Top Sports Network. And again, thank you once, but definitely would be remiss if I didn't thank all of you out there for tuning in. You guys make it so worth it and fun. As I always joke and say, if we were calling a game for no one, it'd be kind of strange. So it's really, really fun that we get to come out to these fields and interact with the community members like we do, and these teams, these coaches, and get to watch what I think is the best sport, the best sports, and that is high school sports on the planet. It's true, it's real. There's no money involved, it's passion, and we're very lucky that we get to do it where we do it for who we do it for. And again, thank all the folks out there for tuning in. It is very much appreciated.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much. Once again, the final score. For those of you who just got here for the end of the game, it's going to be 34-14 for Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions to 13 for the Knoch Knights. And with that, I believe we're able to call a night. Joe Rhodes, Jake DeLuca on the 1s and 2s, if you will. I'm Brandon Schreckengoss. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for welcoming me. Have a wonderful night.